afternoon, baseball fans, and welcome to Sweet Home High School here in Amherst, New York. This is a WNYA Athletics baseball production with Frank Wolf, Tom Prince, Heidi Gunther, and Pat Schwab on camera. It is a beautiful day for baseball, Tom Prince. We're going to have a nice rivalry meeting matchup here between the Amherst Tigers and the home team, the Sweet Home Panthers. Teams are coming in, playing in the ECIC 2 with 500 records, Tom. They've had their challenges early out of the gate, but both teams have started to really find themselves. Sweet Home's got themselves in a groove, splitting a couple of good games with Hamburg and Will South before taking down Star Point twice in very close games, and they had a non-leaguer win against Nichols as well. You're watching on the NFHS Network. Today's game is brought to you by Logistics Plus of Buffalo, Western New York Immediate Care, and the U.S. Army. Our captains are getting instructions from your You've done a number of baseball games and softball games this year already. What have you heard about Amherst, and what have you heard about the Sweet Home Panthers?
So first of all, I got to say is, come on, Western New York. I'm doing a game again with Frank Wolf. I got him back on air. How could you not be excited right now to hear his voice out there? This is a great matchup. This is one of those games, Frank, where you throw the records away. Doesn't mean anything. It is a rivalry game. They are right down the road from each other, and both teams want to win. We know right now Amherst is going to be led by one of the top players in Western New York, and C.J. Hurley. C.J., as you know, is already off to Niagara University to be playing Division I baseball for Western New York as he takes on the next step in his career once this season is over. But I'm going to tell you, you look at ECIC 2 right now, and it is very competitive from top to bottom. I do believe Will East is right now the team separating itself. But when you look at right now the other teams, Amherst, Sweet Home, Hamburg, Will South, Star Point, any one of those teams can win a game, and it's already been proven. We watched Star Point go ahead and split with Hamburg. We watched Star Point play 2 great games with Sweet Home. We watched Sweet Home play great games with Hamburg. There is no doubt when you look at these two teams and what this division is, it is a really, really tough division here in Western New York.
Yeah, absolutely, Tom. Couldn't agree more. Why don't we get into the coaches for today? Obviously, Amherst Tigers, Brian Davis, in his 20th season with the program, 18 years as head coach. Chris Stolz helps him out on the bench. And then for the Sweet Home Panthers, John Campolo, 8 years as the head coach, 16 years with the program. Neil McLaughlin and Tim Gardner assisting him on the bench. Our starting lineups for today, the Amherst Tigers will lead things off with number 2, R.J. Rubicki. He's playing right field. Grady Brown, shortstop, number 12. C.J. Hurley, you mentioned a moment ago, center field, wearing 18. The pitcher today, Patrick Kantz, number 10. Tyler Weslowski, second baseman. He'll be DH'd by Dylan Treadway. At first base, Luke Doloff, Patrick Sarzinski catching, Danny Gardner at third base, and in left field, batting ninth, Adam Zarzinski. For the Sweet Home Panthers, it is going to be Aiden Rose on the bench, or on the pitcher's mound, starting things off. But leading off will be Jared Veal. Number in left field, Rocco Panapino at shortstop. Followed by Carter Vandalin at second base. Tommy Caruana, your catcher, batting fourth. Rod McLaughlin is going to be at third base. Jacob Brand is in center field. Wears number 11. Aiden Rose, who I mentioned, wears number 2. He's on the mound. Mike Morris will be at first base. Wears number 19. And Kyle Hall, he is your DH. That is the Sweet Home Panthers lineup for today. It is Wednesday, May 1st, the first day of the month, Tom. That means we're just a few short days away from the Kentucky Derby. And I'm always excited about the Derby, but I'm more excited about calling a high school baseball game with you. We've done a lot of games over the years together, but baseball seems to be one of our favorites to do together because you're a big baseball guy. You've got 3 guys that went through Orchard Park's program, and
but Frank, for me, that's how everything started for me.
Yeah.
It is through baseball. That's how I got involved in Western New York athletics, was because of baseball and the coverage that I was doing in baseball, trying to give baseball an avenue to be seen, to be heard, and we've done that now. They have seen more games and more opportunities to get players recognized than they ever have in the last couple of years.
And we're happy to have you and Heidi Gunther producing for us today. She's produced at least a dozen games already this spring. The spring season well upon us here. It is an absolutely beautiful day out here at Sweet Home. And it's a brand new park for the most part. I want to say this is our 4th or 5th year since things have been redeveloped. Left field, you're looking at 330. Right field, 330 of the fence. Deep center, Tom, 470.
Yeah, I'd call it more like 800 the way it looks.
I'm going to tell you, Joe Mack, the former Will East Flame, I think he's with the Twins organization, Tom. I know he's bounced around a little bit. I can't tell you exactly where he is, but he did have a one-hopper to deep center one day. That might be the farthest ball driven from the park. Looks like we got a coach from ECC here scouting some kids here today. So let's get things underway with R.J. Rybicki taking the first pitch, and is going to be just outside. Again, that's Tommy Caruana, 21, behind the dish today for the Sweet Home Panthers. And if you're just joining us, the home plate umpire, Norm Smallfield.
So Rybicki so far this season, he's hitting for the season .310 on the season. He's got 9 hits, 7 of them singles, 2 of them doubles. He's got an RBI and 7 runs.
He wore that one, so the leadoff hitter is heading down to first base. That's going to bring up the second batter of today's game. That's Grady Brown. And you've called his name before, Tom, because he's also the quarterback at Amherst, a lefty. Grady Brown steps to the plate with a runner on first.
Rybicki on first has a .459 on base percentage. He just went up with him actually getting hit by a pitch right there. Brown right now hitting .360 on the season. He also has 9 hits, 8 of them singles, 1 of them a double, 9 RBIs and 8 runs.
Morose delivers his first strike. Runner's away, but it's fouled out of play, so he'll return. Just joining us, it's the top of the first. The Tigers get their leadoff hitter on base via hit by pitch. No outs, 2 strikes on Brown.
Definitely not the way you want to start out there for Sweet Home, but you got to now dig in. Make sure, hey, it was just early in the game, no big deal. Let me buckle down and throw strikes.
That'll be fouled out over the dugout as well. This is Morrow's first official varsity start of the season, so he doesn't have a lot of work in about 4 innings worth of work so far this season, according to the stats I have. And please, if I'm wrong, correct me. 4 innings worth of work. Runner's off to second. Throw is not there in time, so Rybicki is now on second with no outs. 2 strikes on Brown, still at the dish. Yeah, I have 4 innings pitched from Rose, 4 walks, 6 Ks, a 1.75 ERA. That one is lined into right field. No, it's all the way down to the fence, Tom. Runner is passing third. Falls into the infield, and Brown is trying for a triple. It's stand-up triple. First run comes home. Amherst leads Sweet Home 1-0.
Boy, that was a shot. You could tell right off the bat, way he comes out of the box. In a lot of cases, you can look at the way the runner comes out of the box, where that was going, and you can see he took off, and he was looking extra bases the minute that came off his bat.
That'll bring up Hurley with a runner on third, no outs. That's fouled back and out of play.
Hurley hitting .375 on the season. He's got 12 hits, 9 of them singles. He's got a double, 2 home runs on the season. He's got 10 RBIs and 6 runs.
I'll tell you, Brown's shot from here, from our vantage point, looked like it was just going to be a simple rope into right field, but that carried. And that's going to go out of play as well. In fact, I thought that ball was heading towards foul territory, just the way the wind was blowing. And it's blowing in from the bleachers. If you've ever been to Sweet Home Park for a baseball game, the bleachers are out and they go from left all the way to left center, if you will. And that seems to be where the wind's coming in. So I don't know if we're going to get too many balls flying out of here today, Tom, given the wind.
But I wonder if it's going to help those balls out to right field. You could get something out that way. The wind is coming from left to right, in essence.
Hurley sends one out to left field. Runner will tag undoubtedly. And the Tigers will take a 2-0 lead here early in the top of the first. That'll bring up Patrick Kantz. Now, he is the pitcher for today for Amherst.
Kantz right now leading the team with a .382 batting average. He has 13 hits on the season, 12 of them singles, 1 double on the season. He's got 8 RBIs and 3 runs scored.
That's fouled and out of play.
I'll tell you, the reason why you're hearing "thank you fence" right now is this is an area that they lose a lot of balls in this area. And you're a coach and you're just going, "Ooh, that's $10, right? That's $15." And it really is that expensive when you're talking about these baseballs that are lost all over the place around here.
You'll laugh, but I've got 3 waterlogged balls from this ballpark from their game versus Fredonia they played here.
I believe it.
In a scrimmage. My little guy was back there collecting them, and now they're all in my basement, all waterlogged. They're no good. Kantz got underneath that one, but that'll go out of play as well. Kantz, when he's not on a ball diamond, this is a 3-sport athlete, a soccer player, hockey player.
Older brother came through, too. Older brother is at over in Ohio going to school. And why am I blanking on the football school we talk about over there too? And I'm blank. John Carroll. He's at John Carroll's where he is, and he actually does what we do over at John Carroll. He actually is out there calling games and things for John Carroll out there.
Good for him. We got an internship for him when he's ready. Roz looking for another out to get himself out of trouble here. That hits the side of the corner, and that will be it for Krantz as he goes down looking. And Sweet Home has their second out of the inning. That'll bring up number 19. That's Dylan Treadway. He is DHing for Tyler Wesolowski.
Treadway hitting .286 on the season. He's got 6 hits, 5 of them singles. He's got a double, an RBI, and a run on the season.
You know, what makes this a rivalry, Tom, is when you have guys that live close to each other, but they also came up through some of the same baseball leagues together. And you know these leagues well.
Mellott is a great one right here.
Mellott, Mathis and McCarthy. These guys know each other very well, and it's through those relationships they started when they were youngsters.
And travel ball. Travel ball, too. Yep, exactly.
Remember these guys play on the same travel teams together? Mraz is slowly getting his stuff working for him, Tom, as he's retired the last 2 batters. Did give up those first 2 runs, hit batter to lead things off, but he's starting to work some magic here and get into a groove here. That's low. So he's looking at the 2-1 count here with 2 outs, top 1.
I like his tempo. He really wants to move quickly, which your fielders absolutely love.
It's in there for a strike. 2-2 count now.
And you're seeing the high strike being called today, right? That's something you've got to be cognizant of as a hitter and a pitcher. You're getting that upper pitch in the zone, and that's something that's very tough to drive. It is very easy to pop up, and it is something to be cognizant of as you're throwing out there and as you're hitting out there, because it's going to be called a strike. And you may lay off it early in the count, but you cannot lay off of it with 2 strikes.
2 outs, 2-2 count, no one on base. That one's in the dirt for a ball. We've got a full count here, 2 outs, top 1. Amherst, 2-0 lead so far over Sweet Home. Sweet Home trying to get out of a little bit of a jam here. No more damage done. Mraz has his pitch and delivers. That is right down the heart of the plate, and that's going to be it for Amherst. So, after the top of 1, we got 2 runs in from Amherst on 1 hit. You got and 2 backwards Ks. So Amherst, 2-0. They get a couple of runs across. Sweet Home is going to come back with Jared Veal, Rocco Panapino, and Carter Bandolin when we come back from a word from our sponsors.
300 Level Media is a locally owned and operated multi-purpose media company right here in Western New York. You'll find us everywhere, covering the Bills, Sabres, Buttes, Bisons, Big 4 basketball, local college sports, and much more. Our staff offers a variety of media services, from video production, live event coverage, audio broadcasts, professional voiceovers, camera operation, and videography. Visit www.300levelmedia.com or give us a call at 716-427-2600. This is 300 Level Media.
Western New York Immediate Care's new locations are now open. Whether you've suffered a minor injury or just aren't feeling well, Western New York Immediate Care provides safe, quick, high-quality care at an affordable cost. Our clinicians are trained to diagnose and treat non-life-threatening injuries and illnesses and are equipped with on-site x-ray and labs to help you feel better, faster. With 4 convenient locations open 7 days a week, Western New York Immediate Care is here to help when and where you need us. Visit us online to learn more.
Welcome back to Sweet Home High School. The Amherst Tigers leading the Panthers 2-0 after top of 1. Amherst on the mound is Patrick Kantz. He did strike out swinging his first time up a moment ago. And he is going to see the following lineup here. Jared Veal, Rocco Panapino, Carter Bandelin, Tommy Caruana, Rod McLaughlin, Jacob Brand, Aiden Rose, Mike Morris, and then Kyle Hall rounds out the lineup for Sweet Home. In the field for Amherst, that's Kantz pitching behind the dish is Patrick Zarzinski at first, Luke Doloff, Tyler Wesolowski at second, Grady Brown at short, Danny Gardner at third. Rabicki in left, C.J. Hurley center, and Adam Zarzinski, the sophomore, is in right field. Left field.
Veal with a .381 on base percentage. He's got 8 hits on the season, 6 of them singles, 2 of them doubles.
Definitely a speedster for the Panthers, looking to get a leadoff batter on base. Always a good sign. I don't have all the numbers on Kantz from a pitching perspective, Tom. If you have those,
I'll give them to you in 1
fire
second.
away. Here's the pitch. Grounds that one up the middle. Second is there. And that's a routine 4-3. Wesolowski picks up the first out there. Jared Veal is retired.
Kantz so far in the season, he's pitched 11 innings. He's got a record of 1-0 so far on this season. And he's sitting at a 2.471 ERA.
We got some walk-up music for these Sweet Home Panthers. Did you have walk-up music when you were walking into the stadium today, Tom?
No.
No walk-up music for
No,
you?
none at all.
We got to talk to these people. You should have some walk-up music. When you
I
get
got
to
here,
the
though,
stadium.
before anybody was in the dugout, though. So.
Right. Well, where are we going next? Kenmore East on Friday night.
Yep.
Ken West, Ken East. That's a rivalry.
We may be seeing some dog bones and some blue Gatorade that day.
Rocco Panapino steps in for the first time today, looking at an 0-2 count.
Panapito's hitting .362 on the season with 17 hits already.
That's grounded to second. Wesolowski was there. Another routine ground ball. Tigers have their second out of the inning. Carter Bandalian. Where's number 4? Your shortstop for the, wait a second. I'm sorry, second baseman. Second baseman for the Sweet Home Panthers. Where's number 6?
Bandalian hitting .333 on the season. He's got 13 hits, 10 of them singles, 3 of them are doubles, 7 RBIs, and 9 runs.
Grounds one to third base. Can't run that one out. And the inning is retired. So a 1-2-3 inning there for Kantz and the Amherst Tigers. After 2, we're going to be seeing on the flip side Luke Doloff, Patrick Zarzinski, and Danny Gardner come to hit for the Tigers after a word from our sponsors.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA, with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics.
Or an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs. More information about our Buffalo office is available at logisticsplus.com/Buffalo.
Do you insure a lot of businesses?
Yes, we do.
How about restaurants?
We got a bunch.
Do you cover property damage?
Yes, we do.
How about my equipment?
Covered.
How about sewer backup?
We got it.
What if my cook gets hurt?
They're covered.
Foodborne illnesses?
Covered.
What if my party tent goes down?
Covered under property damage.
And you say this is all under one policy?
One policy.
When do I pay?
Once a month.
Just one time?
Just one.
Is there anything you don't cover?
What's your record for consecutive questions asked?
31.
Tables. We don't do tables.
Gotta love Buffalo.
For more information, visit www.paulwolfagency.com.
Back to Sweet Home High School, top of the second inning. A game brought to you by WNYA, Western New York Media Care and Logistics Plus of Buffalo. We survived the eclipse not too long ago, Tom. I was actually here for the eclipse. This is where I came to watch it.
Oh,
I didn't
you
see
really?
much. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't.
Were there a lot of people here?
No, not really. Not really. It's kind
Just
of
sit in the
quiet.
stands?
We went to the bleachers. Yeah.
Oh, nice. That's probably a perfect spot to look for him.
Luke Doloff steps in for strike one from Roz. I thought he really started to get into it, Tommy. Moreau's obviously making his first start, maybe some jitters there, but after those first two batters, he started to settle into it a little bit.
Yep, got his ground balls, got the fly balls, did exactly what he did, and you saw some strikeouts. The off speed really worked well for him in that first inning, as you saw the curveball really was falling right into the zone and getting called strikes.
You mentioned the strike zone was a bit of a more wide than you see, not as tight as you
Upper,
normally
right?
see.
You want that upper,
yeah.
right? It's more of a major league strike zone.
Yeah.
And I've been talking about we should be seeing that strike call down here. So I love that Norb is out here calling that as a strike right now because it's something that everybody is now seeing on TV as a strike.
That's a very good point. 0-2 count as Doloff just fouled one off. That one's a bit off the dish outside for a ball.
Doloff actually has an on-base percentage of .412 on the season. He's got 3 singles and 7 runs so far.
Falls in the dirt. 2-2 count. And that'll retire Doloff, strike 3. First out for Adam, brings up Patrick Zarzinski, the catcher. I believe he's a senior this year. Zarzinski, I had him down as a senior. Of course, his brother. Yeah, Patrick, the catcher, 2024. Does volleyball in addition to baseball. Not sure what he does in the winter, if anything. That's okay.
So, Rose, let's take a look, too, because his pitch count may come into play here.
And that one is going to go into center field, a worm burner, if you will.
That was a nice piece of hitting right there, straight up the middle.
Amherst has a runner on base. That'll bring up Danny Gardner, the third baseman.
Rose has a pitch count right now. He's got 31 pitches thrown. 20 of them are strikes, though. So he is, you've seen, right around the zone. Besides that hit by pitch, he really has been right in the zone.
Danny Gardner, when he's not playing baseball, I don't know what he does. He's a sophomore. Will graduate in 26, but he's a young guy. This guy can play anywhere in the field, really, and he does pitch as well for Amherst. Today they got him at third base, but he's a good utility guy, good young kid.
And Brand on the season, who's up right now, 368 on base percentage. He's got 6 hits on the season, 4 singles and 2 doubles.
Umpire's having a conversation.
He called the balk.
Okay.
So I think it was he didn't come to a set is what he's explaining out there right now. So, folks, what they mean is, as a pitcher, when you come from the stretch and come backwards to be able to come set, you have to stop. There has to be a moment of stoppage right there before you deliver the pitch. If you don't stop, that's where a balk gets called, and we just saw that called, as you'll now see the runner move over to second base into scoring position. Didn't Mitch by much right there, as you saw. He's nibbling on that corner right there. Just missed on the corner.
That looked like a good pitch, Tom, and it is. As it's now a 3-1 count. Runner at second, definitely in scoring position. Tigers picked up 2 runs early in the first. Sweet Home in another little bit of a jam here in the top of the second. Gardner chases one a little bit on the corner there, Tom, but a nice pitch nonetheless. And is he using a wooden bat? I can't tell if that's a wooden bat.
I don't think it is.
I don't think
yeah,
it is.
I just think it's the
looks
color,
like
yeah.
And he got him. Got him to chase a low outside pitch. And Rose is up to 4 strikeouts here, Tom.
And a great job. That was a battle back. That's what you want from your pitcher. Battle back. Goes down early in the zone and really finds the way to battle back and be able to get that out.
That'll bring up the left fielder, sophomore Adam Zarzinski. He takes ball 1. Now this young guy, he's making a name for himself. He plays soccer. He's on the basketball team. This is going to be a kid you're probably going to hear much. You're going to hear a lot about this kid over the next few years as he works himself into this Amherst Athletics. Ground ball down to third base. McLaughlin was there, picks up the third out. So a 5-3 third out there. 1 hit, no runs for Amherst. Mraz gets the job done. Coming up for Sweet Home will be Caruana, McLaughlin, and Brand. You're watching WNYA Athletics Baseball on the NFHS Network.
300 Level Media is a locally owned and operated multi-purpose media company right here in Western New York. You'll find us everywhere covering the Bills, Sabres, Buttes, Bisons, Big Four basketball, local college sports, and much more. Our staff offers a variety of media services, from video production, live event coverage, audio broadcasts, professional voiceovers, camera operation, and videography. Visit www.300levelmedia.com or give us a call at 716-427-2600. This is 300 Level Media.
Welcome back to Sweet Home High School. You're watching ECC baseball action. This is ECC 2 action between the Sweet Home Panthers. They're home against the Amherst Tigers. And the Tigers scored 2 runs early in the first. And they get a second shot here with Caruana leading things off. And he is the top hitter for the Sweet Home Panthers. He's hitting over 400, I want to say. Or, no, I'm sorry. He's now at like 360, 340, somewhere in there. But he was hitting over 400 just about less than a week ago. So Caruana wears 21. He's the catcher.
He's actually hitting .359 right now on the season. He's got 14 hits, 11 of them singles, 3 of them doubles, 11 RBIs, and 8 runs.
He's making, he likes to make the pitcher work too, Tom. He's not one of those first pitch swing type guys. He likes to make the pitcher work, and he's doing that right there. That one caught the outside corner. Caruana looking at 1-1 here. No men on. He leads off the inning for Sweet Home.
The only thing is I'll tell you about not going after that first pitch. That first pitch strike, when you look at percentages, is one of the highest percentages to be able to put into play.
Same pitch. Caruana bites, but unfortunately couldn't catch up to that one. Count is now 1-2. Caruana digs into that one, but will go down swinging. As that is Kansas' first strikeout of the game. That'll bring up Rod McLaughlin, number 22, playing third base today. His father is one of the assistant coaches on this Panthers coaching staff.
Tell you what a great curveball that was right there for Kansas. He gets that strike 3 call. Really was. Took the speed off and then really had a nice bite.
Comes back with almost the same pitch there, Tom. That one dropped in there for strike 1.
And McLaughlin right here, he's hitting .371 on the season, a .532 on base percentage. 13 hits, 8 of them singles, 5 of them doubles. He really does. And you know what? He also has 11 walks on the season. That's why that on-base percentage is so high. He really does find a way to get himself on base.
That's down the third base line. In play, Gardner's there, fires down to first. Is it in time? Yes, it is. Wozniak calls McLaughlin out.
The other thing about McLaughlin, too, that he actually plays his summer ball down in Georgia. So down in that perfect game that we talk about, in fact, we knew players last season that were playing down there. He'll be one of the players down in Western New York that will go down there and play some of his summer ball.
Jacob Brand hitting about 2.5 on the season. He also does volleyball in the fall. He sends one out to left center. Center fielder calling someone off there, and he does make the catch, so that'll end the inning. And he jumped on the first pitch there, Tom.
Yep.
So we're going to have that FO8 to end the inning. So after 2, it is Amherst 2, Sweet Home nothing. Amherst will lead it off at the top of the order with Ribicki, Brown, and Hurley when we return after a word from our sponsor.
New York Immediate Care's new locations are now open. Whether you've suffered a minor injury or just aren't feeling well, Western New York Immediate Care provides safe, quick, high-quality care at an affordable cost. Our clinicians are trained to diagnose and treat non-life-threatening injuries and illnesses and are equipped with on-site x-ray and labs to help you feel better, faster. With 4 convenient locations open 7 days a week, Western New York Immediate Care is here to help when and where you need us. Visit us online to learn more.
We are back at Sweet Home High School for the top of the 3rd inning. Amherst leading Sweet Home 2-0 in this rivalry matchup here. May 1st, Frank Wolf, Tom Prince, Heidi Gunther, Pat Schwab, bringing you the action here today in this ECIC 2 matchup. You got anything funny going on in your life that you could talk about?
Not in my life, but
No.
I've been now to Sweet Home for multiple games.
Okay.
Do you realize twice that I've been here for games, I've seen a perfect game thrown twice here on this field?
Well, one of them was by one of those twins.
One
One of them had a twin brother.
No,
I
that
remember.
wasn't
Was
the
that-
one I saw. This was
No?
somebody before them even
Oh, wow.
that was out there that threw in that one. In fact, it was the best game he'd ever thrown. It was 38 degrees and snowing that day that he went out and threw that perfect game, and he did it for Sweet Home. The other one was for Orchard Park that came here last year, where he threw a perfect game in that game when Sweet Home was playing up in ECIC 1. I said, very rarely do you get to see one.
I know.
But I saw 2 of them and on the same field, which is what blew my mind more than anything.
There was a kid from Gowanda who just threw in his first varsity start, the freshman.
Yeah, threw a no-hitter, yeah.
Threw a no-hitter against Randolph.
Yep.
So I don't have his name in front of me. I know it was a I'm not going to say. But anyways,
Well,
young man
let's just
from
give me one
you'll,
second.
You'll bring it
I'll
up in
get
just a
it
second.
for you.
Thank you very much. We're patiently waiting. Impatiently waiting. Ribicki, who was hit by his first pitch his first time up. He's hit again.
Oh, no way. No way. So your freshman that you've been talking about is Kyan Austin. In his first no-hitter on the mound, or first varsity start on the mound, he wins a 12-0 game over Gowanda.
Wow.
I mean, over Randolph. I apologize that he was on Gowanda.
So the Tigers have their leadoff man on base again. Ribicki hit by a pitch for the second time today. That'll bring up Grady Brown, who roped one into right field. His first at bat brought in a run, so he's got 1 RBI on the day today. He scored the second run for the Tigers, Moroz. 2 strikes now on the quarterback, Grady Brown. Also plays shortstop. Well, he plays shortstop on the baseball team, quarterback on the football team. He's going to send this one into right field. Is that foul? Just out of play. Rope that down.
Just foul, too. It really was. Another lace, boy. That ball's coming off his bat real nice right now. You could see he's seeing the ball real well the way he's jumping on it.
Runner on first, no outs. Moroz dealing to Grady Brown here. 0-2 count. Top 3, runners going. Brown sends that into left field, but it's going to go out of play.
So we talked about pitch counts coming into this game here a little bit, Frank, because you really have to be cognizant of it because of you're only allowed a certain amount of pitches. It depends on rest. It depends when you want to bring people back. There's so many things that come into play. So right now, Monroe's is sitting at 44 total pitches. 28 of them are strikes. How many pitches do you think Kansas thrown?
He hasn't had to throw a lot.
15 total pitches, 12 of them are strikes.
Wow. Now, again, with today being May 1st, they moved that pitch count to 125, I believe, starting today, depending on how much rest they have.
Yeah, and I don't think you'll see still a lot of people do that. I mean, in many cases, you really that 100 mark seems to be the spot that most coaches want to keep them under. Usually you won't see them approach those type of numbers unless it's a game on the line type thing when we see sectionals come along.
You know, I know he has 2 hit batters on the day. Of course, it's the same batter he hit. but that was the one that got away from him, that last pitch. All the other pitches have been right around the strike zone, other than the 2 that hit. He might have had one in the dirt, but that was
you saw that
wildest
pitch trying to get something on it, right? He was trying to throw a little bit harder. That's what you do. And when you see a guy is locked in on you, that's what you try to do. You overthrow in some cases, and I just think that's all that is. That's an overthrow.
Yeah, he's got to find something that Brown's going to bite on, that he's might be able to be the magic pitch here. Looking at a 2-2 count now.
And did you see his catcher just said, calm down, right? Calm down. We're good. We're all set, right? And I like that. That's the communication.
It's a high outside pitch. Brown's not chasing. Full count now. Runner at first. Think he'll go on this pitch?
No, because there's nobody out at this point.
He went on the second pitch of the day, or the pitch in this series here. Morose has the signal, delivers. He does go, and that's roped out to right field. Caught. Is it? Or was
No, it was a single.
Okay.
Yeah, it was gone. He came up and got it.
Okay. We're in a position here where you can't. Where I am sitting, I can't really see.
And you're looking into the
right
sun
field.
to boot.
So Brown has his second hit of the game, and Campola will come out and have a talk just to maybe settle down his pitcher. I think. Yep, came to the edge, and now he's out there. And we're going to have first and third. We have first and third with no outs as Brown has his second hit of the day.
And you've got the heart of the lineup right here for Amherst. So I think this is a good call by Coach. You're going to really say is, what are you going to do here? You got runners on first and third. I would expect to see if you're going to see a steal play right here to try to take out the double play so they can get runners on second and third. So don't be surprised. First pitch, second pitch, it depends on the philosophy of the coach, what they like to do. But I think we're going to see them try to take off and get down to second base on one of the first 2 pitches right here.
So Sweet Home looking for their first out of the inning. You got Rubicki at third. Brown at first after that single to right. First and third, no outs. Hurley, one of the more dangerous hitters in Western New York. He does take second. So now we have second and third, no outs here. 2 runners in scoring position. Hurley, who flew out to right field his first at bat, is at the dish looking at a 1-0 count.
So Amherst sets it up just like we thought they were going to do. First or second pitch, they go on the first one, but Sweet Home had it planned that they were going to cut that off and see if they can keep the runner at third.
Hurley fouls one back. We're up to 52 or 53 pitches for Morose here in the top of the third.
Yeah, I think that was 52. That was 52 right there. 32 strikes, 52 total pitches.
And that's a shot out to center field.
Ooh.
Brand was on the run. Can't haul it in. Runner at second will stay.
No, he caught that. He caught that. Yeah, he lead out and caught it.
All right, we're going to see an instant replay on that. Now can I use the fence as an excuse?
That was a great – he actually went – that looked like it was going to be a gapper. Okay. He ran that down, laid out for it. What a great catch as he takes away What probably, if he doesn't make that catch, it's going to the fence, and that's an inside the Parker right there. What a great job, great catch, great play.
So Hurley flies out to center, but does pick up his second RBI of the afternoon. There's a runner now at second. One down. That one's low in the dirt.
Officially, C.J. Hurley doesn't have an at-bat yet, but he's got 2 RBIs, right? Because he's got 2 sack flies right there, and I'm sure he'll add those totals into him and be able to. I think he wanted that one to fall, and I don't blame him right there. That was a nice shot off the bat right there.
It looked like it was dropping.
It did. It looked like it was going to get into the gap. What a great job of tracking it down.
Jacob Brand in center field for Sweet Home.
Good block right there, too, because I'll tell you, if you don't block anything at this point, anything that gets by the bench, you're putting another runner on third base with less than 2 outs and an opportunity to get him home with just another out. That has to be a block, and a great job by him behind the dish.
Ground to Panapino at short. He's going to take the easy out at first. And we'll have a runner at third, but 2 now down for the Tigers. And that's going to bring up Dylan Treadway, the DH. Last at bat, Treadway went down looking. Luke Doloff will be on deck. Treadway, another lefty here in this Tigers lineup. Fastball by Rose. Treadway chases that one down. Nice breeze coming in through center.
I'll tell you, when we come back after the next break, why don't we show everybody the 2 of the new camera looks that we've got,
right.
Get a chance to be able to show them a new feature that we're bringing to you from Western New York Athletics.
This won't be in every game.
No, it's something I think we're testing
for every
out.
game.
Yep.
We're testing
Yep.
some things out. So Tom and Timmy Gardner got here early to put some cameras up in the dugouts, so you can kind of get a live look at the dugouts, and some guys that don't normally get into games will get some airtime, some TV time, if you will. And of course, hopefully get some excitement from the players after a good play and just capture the moment in the raw motion. 2-2 count here now to Treadway with 2 outs. He does have a runner now at third base. That's Grady Brown, who singled in a run earlier this inning. Ground down to first base, and that'll be he's calling that foul. Okay, another life to live here for Treadway. Campolo's not arguing it. And
No, I think they are now.
Yeah.
And they're asking where it was, but that call to me can only be called by the home plate umpire. With a runner right now on base, you can see Blue is out in the field. He is not going to be able to see the angle as good as what Norb can see behind the plate.
He had the best view of that. 2-2 count. Moroz dealing to Treadway. That's going to retire the inning. Moroz with another backwards K. Count them. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 strikeouts for Moroz, but the Panthers do trail the Tigers 3-0 after top of the third there. So Sweet Home's going to come back with Moroz, Morris, and Kyle Hall when we return. You're watching on WNYA Athletics.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics.
Or an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs. More information about our Buffalo office is available at logisticsplus.com/Buffalo.
Welcome back to Sweet Home High School. Frank Wolf, Tom Prince, and Heidi Gunther producing this broadcast on the NFHS network for WNYA Athletics, ECIC2 baseball action. Featuring the Panthers at home here, welcoming the Amherst Tigers. A nice rivalry matchup. The Tigers picked up 2 runs in the first, another run in the third, and Panthers find themselves in a 3-0 hole here, bottom of the third, as their pitcher, Aiden Mrose, will start things off.
So we're in the dugout right now. That's Amherst. We're inside their dugout, taking a peek in there. Let's go to Sweet Home, take a peek at them. You can get a look right there. We're in Sweet Home's dugout, but you can see, getting a little bit of looks. Hopefully we'll get a chance to see some excitement come from either one of those, and we'll go to those different cameras for you. Thank you, Heidi, for going ahead and setting that up for us.
Mrose smacks one out to left field. That's gonna go out of play. Got underneath that one. That wind is really pushing things off towards right field there, Tom.
Mrose hitting .286 on the season, a .429 on base percentage. He's got 6 hits. All of them are singles, 4 RBIs, and 3 runs scored.
Kantz still delivering for Amherst. Does have 1 strikeout. Has not given up a hit yet today.
That curveball was nasty again. What a nice break right there. And you can see he really is getting a break. And think about that wind right now that's coming at us. That's going to make that curveball even nastier for him to throw it.
Oh, and he got Mrose to chase one outside.
And that was the curveball right there, is exactly what it was.
First baseman Mike Morris comes to the plate. His first time today.
Got a couple scores right now. I see Canisius is up over St. Mary's 2-0 in a Monsignor Martin matchup. St. Joe's is up 10-0 over Cardinal O'Hara. Frewsburg is up 4-0 over CSP.
We were supposed to do that game.
Yeah,
we apologize to our fans out there.
We're gonna talk about what that next one's gonna be, and Mr. Wolf and I are gonna have a conversation off air to see if I can talk him into a trip down there.
Well, anyone that knows me down there know if it doesn't involve Davidson's, it's going to be a
well,
tough
then we're
sell.
going to have to make it involved. But I'll tell you,
sell.
They got a pretty big party that they're going to have right there that we could go down and do a game for.
In
So,
Frewsburg?
Yep.
Who they have? Who's in town?
It's a senior day, so they have a big cookout, big party, everything at the game. So I told them that you and I would discuss and see if we can get down there.
All right,
so.
Frewsburg, send us a copy of the menu. We'll make our decision that way. I don't like sauerkraut.
I got Southwestern right now over Salamanca in a big matchup, 2-0.
And the Panthers have their first runner aboard after a walk for Morris. That'll bring up Hall. His first time at the plate. He's DHing for the right fielder Frank Milani. So Panthers have a runner at first. Hall at the plate. Veal on deck. That one's in play to right field. Runner was tagging, and that throw gets away from the first baseman down the fence, but the runner will stay. 2 outs after the fly out to left field.
I'll call that a line drive right there. That's probably one of the best hits we've seen so far by Sweet Home today. Great line drive hit, and I'll tell you, give catcher right now tons of credit right here for Amherst. I love the backup, and he saw that coming in and made sure that didn't hit the fence and let that runner advance to the next base.
That's an experienced catcher right there, and Patrick Zarzynski for Amherst. He's been around the block. He knows the position well, and he's got a good control of this team, one of their captains, and doing a fine job. And I think Zarzynski, we talked a little bit about him before the game. He's not just a baseball player. He also does volleyball, and he's a member of the basketball team.
He's also got one of the 3 hits today. It was Brown with the other 2, so there's been 3 hits. He's got one of them.
Beal at the plate takes a cut, fouls one back, 1-1 count. Runner on first for Sweet Home, the first time they've had a runner aboard. They trail Amherst 3-0. Been in some real close games. I want to say Sweet Home has played in 4 one-run games this year.
Well, we'll take a look at who they've played so far this season.
Might have been Amherst. One of these two teams has played in 4 one-run games. Chopper down the third base line, but it is out of play.
So they've had a one-run game where they won 5-4 versus Hamburg. They also lost 2-0 to Hamburg. They have a 6-2 win over Will South, a 9-8 game with Star Point, a 9-6 game with Nichols, and a 1-0 game with Star Point right there.
So is Amherst. They've lost 4 games this year by 1 run. 4 games lost by 1 run. They look pretty good here, though, today against Sweet Home. And the Panthers have been on a roll. Now we got a little bit of a pickle situation. Nice first move there by Kemp to pick that runner off. Kantz, excellent job there, and that'll retire the inning. So when we come back, Jared Veal will still lead off the inning for Sweet Home. But coming up, when we get it back from the break, that'll be Luke Doloff, Patrick Zarzinski, and then Danny Gardner. You're watching ECC High School Baseball on the NFHS Network.
New York Immediate Care's new locations are now open. Whether you've suffered a minor injury or just aren't feeling well, Western New York Immediate Care provides safe, quick, high-quality care at an affordable cost. Our clinicians are trained to diagnose and treat non-life-threatening injuries and illnesses and are equipped with on-site x-ray and labs to help you feel better, faster. With 4 convenient locations open 7 days a week, Western New York Immediate Care is here to help when and where you need us. Visit us online to learn more.
What does it mean when people say America is a land of opportunity?
It means the power to discover,
To redefine yourself.
To improve yourself.
to challenge yourself.
To realize there's more in you
Than you ever knew.
that you could do.
It means giving people an open field to explore what they do best.
With the best tools,
The best training,
the best technology in the world.
We bring out the best in the people who serve.
so you can be all you can be.
Welcome back to Sweet Home High School here in Amherst, New York. We're watching the Amherst Tigers and the Sweet Home Panthers duel it out in an ECIC2 baseball matchup today. Tom, we're here in the top of the 4th now. I'm getting a little bit hungry. I know Fat Man's Pizza is not too far away. They're Sweet Home graduates. If they're watching, listening, maybe we can get one of those guys to send us over meat lovers.
You talked about the close games.
Yes.
Check this out. It's 4 games in a row. Star Point, they lost 2-1. Star Point, they lost 3-2. Then they went out to Webster in Rochester, lost 3-1 in that one, and then lost to Grand Island 7-6.
Wow.
That was 4 games right there in a row that they actually saw that, and then just had a loss 3-2 to Maryville.
Moroz is at 63 pitches, 0-2 count here to the leadoff hitter, Luke Doloff, who struck out his first time. He actually led off the 2nd inning today.
Do you know the last time you threw a shout out like that, we actually did have food brought to us from the place?
Is that Papi Grande?
Yeah, that's exactly who it was.
You know, they're just down the road, too.
I remember we were doing a summer game, and you made the call out right there, and then before we knew it, we're watching food was brought to us right on the side of where we were calling the game from.
Oh, we paid Poppies back, though. We've been back to Poppies. I know we have. In fact, actually, Sweet Home Panthers are going to have a baseball booster-type event at Papi Grande's. I want to say on Sunday, May 19th,
Okay.
I believe is the date. If check your calendars. May 19th, I believe they're doing one out at Papi Grande's. $30 a ticket, get you in, get you food, get you drink, and a chance to win a lot of prizes there over at Papi Grande's on Maple Road in Amherst to benefit the Sweet Home Panthers baseball team. Patrick Zarzinski now at the dish. His first time up, Tom, was a single to center field. It was kind of like a roper that went in, and as you mentioned, it was an RBI. Was it an RBI? No, I don't think it was an RBI time. It was a hit. It was not an RBI, though.
Yeah, Sarzinski, the only other one
Yeah.
outside of Brown, because if you remember, 2 of the RBIs go to Kantz.
Who still hasn't registered.
Right, he wasn't had a registered one, and then Brown's the other one. If you remember, he had the triple when the leadoff batter got hit. He hits the triple, and that's the other RBI of the game.
Zarzinski's aboard with a walk. It was a 4-5 pitch at bat for Zarzinski there.
And Rose, you got to start thinking about, right? I think we'll absolutely see the bullpen today. He's at 71 pitches right now in the 4th inning. So what will be in the bullpen for Sweet Home is what we're yet to see and find out.
Gardner follows a Grounder, left side of the pitcher. 1 strike, 1 man on. Amherst picked up 3 runs in the first 3 innings. We're here in the top of the 4th, and they're looking to add a couple more here. They've got a runner on first. 1 down here. Can Sweet Home buckle down, get out of this jam, and start putting some runs in? When Sweet Home comes back up, we will have Jared Veal at the plate, and that's kind of the top of the order there. So Sweet Home's heart of the lineup coming up if they can get out of this jam. Down 3-0 here at home against the visiting Tigers. Infield fly. Second baseman is there for the grab. Vanderlyn. I butchered that name. Vanderlyn. So that's a FO4 there. 2 outs away for Amherst. Brings up Adam Zarzinski.
I think they're going to go with the pinch runner. Amherst is going to go right here.
You got good eyes, buddy. That they do. Pinch runner coming in is number 8. We'll have to check our rosters for that. I believe that's Evan Biter, a junior. He's a pitcher also, plays some outfield for them, and then a volleyball player in the fall. So Amherst with the runner at first. Zarzinski looks down at his coach, Mr. Davis, for some signals. I don't think this kid will be hitting 9th for too long, Tom. Does have 2 strikes on him here.
You know, I'll tell you this. So many people, say negative things about our umpires all the time.
He's calling a good game.
I was just going to say that.
He's got him.
Yep.
He's got him. Caruana with his first pitch out of the day. Catches a runner. I think that's his first one of the year.
Oh, really? But I want to say this, to finish that point, Norb really has had a great strike zone. I like how big it is. He's absolutely given everything on the corners. I really believe he's calling one of the better games we have seen this year.
Definitely keeping this one moving around. So we're heading to the bottom of the 4th. Amherst leads Sweet Home 3-0. They have the top of the order coming up with Veal, Panapino, and Benderland. You're watching ECIC2 baseball action on the NFHS Network.
300 Level Media is a locally owned and operated multi-purpose media company right here in Western New York. You'll find us everywhere covering the Bills, Sabres, Buttes, Bisons, Big Four basketball, local college sports, and much more. Our staff offers a variety of media services, from video production, live event coverage, audio broadcasts, professional voiceovers, camera operation, and videography. Visit www.300levelmedia.com or give us a call at 716-427-2600. This is 300 Level Media.
Western New York Immediate Care's new locations are now open. Whether you've suffered a minor injury or just aren't feeling well, Western New York Immediate Care provides...
Yep. Back at Sweet Home, Jared Veal starts things off for Sweet Home, looking at a 3-0 deficit here, and he lines one past shortstop. So the Sweet Home Panthers have their first runner of the inning. The leadoff hit for Jared Veal.
And the first hit for them of the game.
And the Tigers suffer their first hit. That's the first hit given up by Patrick Cance. He went 4 innings. He's pitched a gem so far today. Rocco Panapino steps up to the plate with a runner at first. And he's going to send one to second. Possible double play here. Panapino gets to first in time. Runner aboard, but a fielder's choice there. Sends Veal back to the dugout. Panapino gets on, fielder's choice there.
A little bit of a slow grounder right there. Yep. Tough one to make a double play on, especially with the wheels that are on base. Veal and Panapino both can absolutely motor down that baseline.
Wesolowski playing a little bit, not too deep there, Tom, but definitely too much, too slow of a ball for him to get to. And
well, he's playing double play depth. I mean, he's playing where any coach would ask him to play.
Absolutely.
But to be able to turn that, you're absolutely right. Little bit deep out there to be able to turn it. Just wasn't a hard enough hit ground ball.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but did these 2 first hitters jump on that first pitch?
Yeah. But that's what you see is sometimes you'll see, and they actually look at the percentages of every pitch in the inning and where the count is. And I'm going to tell you, the highest average that people have is the first pitch strike.
Vanderlyn 5-3 his first time up. Nice little curve. Panepinto down at second. He is safe. So the Panthers have a runner in scoring position. That's the first guy to reach second base. Took 4 innings, but they're there. Runner in scoring position, trailing the Tigers 3-0 here. And a nice rivalry matchup here out at Sweet Home High School. Nice day, wind's blowing in. And they have another runner.
Best inning we've seen so far right here for Sweet Home. And I'll tell you, one of their hitters they've been relying on all season, and we always talk about it. How many times do you see a great play is made out in the field, and then all of a sudden they get a chance to come up to bat? And you're seeing it right now here. Caruana just throws out a runner. Now he gets a chance to come up with a big spot right here to put up some runs on the board for Sweet Home.
That first pitch gets past the catcher, so both runners will advance. Now you got second and third with one down. And this is one of those moments, Tom, in a young athlete's career, high school career, where they can really kind of assert themselves. You mentioned catching the base runner stealing to end that inning. That's kind of where you maybe see that momentum shift. And with runners at second and third, and now you're at the dish, this is an opportunity really to do some damage and really make a name for yourself, and this young man's trying to do that here at Sweet Home.
Boy, good spot right there. High fastball, as you saw. Caruana go after that one.
So for the first time today, the Tigers' starting pitcher, Patrick Kantz, finds himself in a bit of a jam here. Caruana just wants to get this one in play. Grounds that out of... It's in foul territory. Caruana has really done a good job hitting so far this year. Leads the Panthers in a number of offensive categories, if you will. Here's the pitch, and that is right there, Tom. That's the one that you want to have. That was the pitch right there. So Caruana goes down looking on that one. That's a backwards K for Sweet Home. But they still have 2 runners on, second and third. McLaughlin, who is doing a pretty good job at the dish himself, comes up in a big spot here for Sweet Home. They have runners at second and third. They're trailing Sweet Home by 3. And he said, and that will end the inning for Sweet Home. So a fly out to 9 there by McLaughlin will end Sweet Home's run there. You got something you want to add?
I just want to make a point.
Yes.
That strikeout by Kentz, what a spot on the inside corner right there. You couldn't have thrown it at a better spot as far as I'm concerned with a 2-2 count right there. I love the spot. Great job by him to pitch out of that inning, but it all becomes of this inside strike right there that he went after. Kudos to him on that, getting out of that inning and still have it 0 runs up on the board for Sweet Home.
So I'm not exactly sure the pitch count on Moroz. Why don't we stay here instead of going to a break? Because I want to talk about a few things.
So Moroz is sitting at 77 pitches right now. Okay. Of those 77, 46 are strikes. Flip it over, Kantz right now is sitting at 39 pitches. Is where it looks like Penapinto's coming in to pitch.
So Moroz's day is done at least on the mound. I don't know if that's him at short. I believe it is.
I think it is, yeah.
Yeah,
yeah,
so
Moroz is number 2.
Is now at second.
Well, no, Moroz is actually...
Yeah, I'm sorry, short.
Yeah, he's at short.
So Rocco and him just swapped. So we'll take...
And then while we got it, Penapinto on the season, he's thrown 13.1 innings on the season. He has 0-0 is his record on the season. I don't know if they've actually did the winning pitchers, so don't go by records right there. But sitting at an ERA currently right now, slightly over 7 is where he's sitting at an ERA, which just tells you that when you look at it, see if we can go in a little bit more and see if it was kind of one game.
Mraz's numbers. He gave up 3 runs on 4 hits, 2 hit batters. Not a terrible start for him.
No.
I thought he did very well considering the circumstances he walked into today with 5 strikeouts. Not a bad day for the young man.
First time
Mraz.
out, you've kept a very good hitting Amherst team, right? You've kept him at 3 runs. And think about it. You were 1 hit away from your team in the bottom of that inning to make this a 1-run game. And he could have been coming out of this with 3-2, right? 3-1, something very positive. I think he's got to look at that as a positive coming out of this game still.
I'm sure they will. Panapino getting ready to deliver his first pitch. He's going to face Adam Zarzinski. Again, he leads off this inning because in the last time Amherst came up to bat, it was a runner was thrown out at second base to end the inning. Zarzinski was up at the time. He gets a fresh count here, and he's looking at a 1-1. I know we didn't take a break during the last half inning, and I don't know if we'll take another one after Amherst, because there's a few things I wanted to talk about, Tom, specific to our baseball softball day. Didn't get under the ground. You guys didn't get the credit you deserve for going out of your way and putting so much work in that day. We'll talk about that, but we do have a ground out at first. Third baseman came in to make that play. That was McLaughlin.
Great pick, though, over there at first base. It was actually, he throws it into the ground, and you could see Morris comes up over at first base. What a great pick right there as he comes up and be able to get that out.
Now, this is the top of the order for Amherst. Rubicki comes up. He's been hit twice today, and he doesn't get hit on that pitch. Panapino, though, delivers right over the mound, right over the plate for strike 1.
We know Panapinto's got a gun. You've seen it on the football field, and it equates right here in the baseball field.
Rubicki has scored 2 runs for the Tigers. 2 of the 3. Grady Brown has scored the other one in the first inning. And Rocco's dealing. That one's out of play. So still an 0-2 count. Grady Brown is on deck. We are here in the top of the 5th inning. You're watching this game on the NFHS network just to make sure there's no confusion. WNYA Athletics can't technically put any Section 6 games on our own website without permission from the section in order to do that, and they want copyright fees for that we do not have that we are unable to afford for those. So that's why we put these games on the NFHS network. We do appreciate you tuning in and watching our broadcast today.
I'll tell you, Panapinto's got it now. Understand, he's got 2, 3, 4 coming up that's been very dangerous here today. You don't want to put anybody on the base pass.
So this one's getting a little bit away from Panapino here as Rubicki is now looking at a full count. 1 down. And he chases a low pitch for strike 3. 2 away now to Amherst here on the top of the 5th inning.
Great spot, though. Outside corner right there for strike 3. Really hit his spot right there and made him go after that pitch, especially with the full count. You had to protect. You had to go for anything close right there. And as a hitter, you had to go for that one.
Well, the 2 respective quarterbacks from their high school football teams are now doing battle here, and they will do a battle next year on the football field as well. As Brown and these guys are just juniors. Ground ball to second in time, so that's a 1-2-3 inning for Sweet Home. Their first one of the afternoon. So that momentum still, I would say, with the Sweet Home side of things, is they're going to come up with Jacob Brand, Aiden Rose, and Mike Morris. We believe Morris will bat unless they bring Dunston in there. We'll have to wait and see how that plays out. I think we'll get at least another at bat, though, judging how things are going today. So Sweet Home is going to come up again to bat with Brand, Morose, and then Morris. And we'll have to see if that is still going to be Kantz on the mound. I don't see why they would switch now, Tom.
No way. Now he's not
hot.
even at 40 pitches.
No. So he's pitching a gem here so far. Got himself out of a nice jam in that last inning. He's doing very well for himself. Tom, I want to just make sure that we recognize the work that you and the rest of the folks at WNYA Athletics put in. I know last Saturday was supposed to be the annual baseball softball day. this year's proceeds were going to be going to the family of Eric Saladin, whose son Lincoln has had a number of issues since he came into this world with surgeries on his heart, and he's got to have more surgeries and more procedures, and just agonizing as a parent to have to watch your child go through this. But that's who we're raising money for. If you go to WNYathletics.com, there is still an option there to donate to that family. We'll be taking collections for the rest of the month, all through May, to help benefit the Saladin family. And we'll find a way to make it up. I know you're talking with a few other guys about some way to give back to this kid, but congratulations, at least, Tom, on getting that off the ground, that event. It's a annual event now. Everyone in Western New York, baseball and softball, likes to be a part of it. You guys kicked butt on putting it together. It didn't happen due to weather, but I want to let you know that everyone appreciates all the effort you and Tim Gardner, Francis Beck, Heidi Gunther, and anyone else back at WNYA, like I said, they had their hand in the mix. Not forgotten.
Thank you. And like I said, we are going to make it up. We'll start things with the Senior All-Star Games, which should be in mid-June. We'll get a chance to start the makeup right there, and then it's going to be a kickoff. So we'll be announcing that very shortly of exactly how it's going to make up and how we're going to do stuff for the family.
Jacob Brand, is the leading things off for Sweet Home, looking at a 1-2 count. First time up, flew out to center field. This time he drives one, a grounder to short. Grady's there to throw him out. Grady Brown. As Jacob Brown in a 6-3 ground out there. That'll bring up Aiden Moroz with one away here. Wonder if he jumps on that first pitch, Tom. We started to see that last inning with guys jumping on that first pitch.
Well, especially when you see, when you actually look at, we talked about Kantz, right? He's thrown, 41 pitches at this point. 27 of them are strikes. So you see he's going to throw it in the zone. You got to be looking for that.
And he's going to send that one out to right field, and the fielder was there to make the catch, Adam Zarzinski, and the second batter is retired. That'll bring up Mike Morris.
And you
he walked his first at bat.
You got to give Kantz credit, because when you look at this team, right, the first person you think of is C.J. Hurley all the time. But I got to tell you, the numbers Kantz puts up, both hitting as well as pitching, he is also a top player not only at Amherst, but a top player in Western New York for everything he really brings to the table. This is where he's got to battle back, right? Down 2-0 right here. Got to figure out a way to battle back in the count. It's funny, close right there. But you see the glove right now swing towards us? So we're actually sitting on the first base side, and you saw the glove come out to us, and it absolutely was a ball just off the corner.
3-0 count, now 3-1 to Morris here. Again, his first time up, he walked. He was the third out, though, of that inning. I'm not sure. I can't remember exactly how he was caught stealing. What it was. Oh, and a error at second base is going to land him on first base, as Wazalowski couldn't come up with that chopper. So Morris gets on base, E4 there. That'll bring up Kyle Hall, the DH, before we head to the top of the lineup. So Sweet Home has a runner on base here. Bottom of the fifth, trailing 3-0. Correct me if I'm wrong. He may have been thrown out the last time he was on first. I have him making the third out for some reason here.
In what inning?
And that was in the third inning. I think Beal was up at the plate, and then he was thrown out. Yeah, caught stealing. That was the third out.
Yep.
So Morris obviously has himself some wheels. Aggressive base runner is how Campolo is going to play this.
You can see that's why they're trying to hold him so close right now. Try to keep him from getting that jump.
And that one just missed the outside corner. 2-0 count now to the ninth batter, DH Kyle Hall. Kyle Hall is a soccer player in the fall. I have him down hitting 333, Tom. Or in the 300s.
Yep, Hall is hitting 333. 7 hits on the season, 4 of them singles, a double and a triple and a home run with 5 RBIs and 7 runs.
That one does hit the top, just the outside corner there. Falls in for a strike, looking at a 3-1 count now. He wasn't swinging at that at 3-0. Cants delivers, and that's low for a walk. So we will now have first and second for Sweet Home. Top of the order coming up, Jared Veal. He got into one his last at bat. We'll have to see what Veal can do here with 2 men on. 2 outs, though, here in the bottom of the 5th.
He had a nice shot up the middle, too, just out of the stretch of the shortstop.
First pitch jumps on it, right to second base. Wazlowski's there, he dove, but he got him. So a 4-3 ground out will end the inning for Sweet Home. They're leaving 2 runners on. Amherst coming up here in the top of the 6th, leading 3-0. C.J. Hurley, Patrick Cants, and Dylan Treadway, your next 3 batters for Amherst. You'll see them when we return on the NFHS Network.
300 Level Media is a locally owned and operated multi-purpose media company right here in Western New York. You'll find us everywhere covering the Bills, Sabres, Buttes, Bisons, Big Four basketball, local college sports, and much more. Our staff offers a variety of media services, from video production, live event coverage, audio broadcasts, professional voiceovers, camera operation, and videography. Visit www.300levelmedia.com or give us a call at 716-427-2600. This is 300 Level Media.
Western New York Immediate Care's new locations are now open. Whether you've suffered a minor injury or just aren't feeling well, Western New York Immediate Care provides safe, quick, high-quality care at an affordable cost. Our clinicians are trained to diagnose and treat non-life-threatening injuries and illnesses and are equipped with on-site x-ray and labs to help you feel better, faster. With 4 convenient
Meeting of the minds out at the Sweet Home pitcher's mound. Panapino returns to action. He's going to face C.J. Hurley here, the leadoff batter, top of 6. Sweet Home has left 5 runners on base. They trail Amherst 3-0. Panapino kicks and delivers here. That's going to fall in there. Nice change up there. Hurley takes strike 1.
That's that high strike that we talked about, right? You can see C.J. Hurley didn't like that one. He wanted that to be called a ball.
Well, he knows that is the way that Schmalfield has been calling this game. I don't think he's going to change his ways now.
But he's been very consistent.
Extremely.
Very consistent, and to be honest with you, that's pitches that are called strikes now. I think what C.J. Hurley's thinking is, I wish I was on the mound today getting those calls right out there because he wants that high strike for himself.
That's going to get through the infield into right field, so the Tigers have a leadoff batter. That is Hurley's first hit of the game. He flew out his first 2 at-bats.
But remember, they were sacrifice flies.
Yep.
So really, that's his first official at-bat. He's 1 for 1 for the day.
Patrick Cants steps up to the plate now for Amherst. He's the pitcher, starting pitcher today. Struck out his first at-bat looking and then grounded into a 6-feet double play. A nice bunt laid down there. Panapino steps up. They have the man at first, but they advance the runner to second. So fielder's choice bunt there for Cants.
Great job of being able to put that into play and advance the runner. I'll tell you, I think what he wanted to do was get that a little bit more down one of the baselines and see if he could try to get a hit out of it. And that may be the only thing he didn't do what he wanted to do because it went straight to the pitcher. Was looking to probably get that down one of the baselines.
The lefty Treadway steps into the batter's box now. He takes strike 1. He has a runner at second to work with 1 out here. Tigers looking to add to this 3-0 lead here in the top of the 6th. High and outside for a ball. 1-1 count. I believe the Panthers, I'll have to double check maybe in between innings, but they've come back a few times to get back into games. They've been down, trailing maybe late in games, and have come back at least once. Timmy Gardner mentioned to us. Now that one got away from Caruana. Runner gets down to third base, so we'll have a runner on third after the pass ball, and that's the first wild pitch to Panapino's credit. He relieved Moroz in the top of the 5th. 1-2-3 inning for Panapino, his first time up on the mound. Gave up a hit to the leadoff batter Hurley, and now he's looking at Treadway. The 2-1 count, maybe a 3-1 count now, runner at third.
Yeah, it was just outside right there again.
Now, with the runner on third, Tom, pitcher, do you want to just pitch, or are you looking to kind of maybe hit that outside corner, or do you want to drive him inside with that runner on third?
No, I want to still try to get him to pop up. And those lazy pop-ups will happen if you try to turn over on one of those outside pitches.
Sends one into right center. And that falls, so we'll have another run come in. Hurley scores, makes it 4-0, and Treadway, the shallow fly ball to right center falls. So they'll have a runner on first with one out, and Luke Doloff will come to the plate for Amherst now with a 4-0 lead.
Look how important small ball is, right? Give them a chance right there. That's one part of the game that you really don't see a lot anymore, right? Is the bunting, is the small ball, the things to move runners into scoring position. You don't see that by a lot of coaches anymore, and a great job by Amherst and Coach Davis right there.
20 years of the program,
he's also got somebody in the major leagues, right? So he knows what he's doing out there. No doubt he's helped, a lot of players here in Western New York. But when you got somebody that's gone that far, you've had an impact.
Absolutely. Did they win the World Series last year?
Yep.
No.
Think about that. He was actually, we're talking about Cross here is what we're talking about. He also was in the All-Star game, right? He's a catcher in the All-Star game right here.
Ground ball right up to the pitcher, Panapino. And that'll do it for the inning. You're watching Section 6 ECIC Division II Baseball, Amherst at Sweet Home. We'll be back after a word from our sponsor.
300 Level Media is a locally owned and operated multi-purpose media company right here in Western New York. You'll find us everywhere, covering the Bills, Sabres, Buttes, Bisons, Big Four basketball, local college sports, and much more. Our staff offers a variety of media services, from video production, live event coverage, audio broadcasts, professional voiceovers, camera operation, and videography. Visit www.300levelmedia.com or give us a call at 716-427-2600. This is 300 Level Media.
Western New York Immediate Care's new locations are now open. Whether you've suffered a minor injury or just aren't feeling well, Western New York Immediate Care provides safe, quick, high-quality care at an affordable cost. Our clinicians are trained to diagnose and treat non-life-threatening injuries and illnesses, and are equipped with on-site x-ray and labs to help you feel better, faster. With 4 convenient locations open 7 days a week, Western New York Immediate Care is here to help when and where you need us. Visit us online to learn more.
We're breaking out the Swedish fish here at Sweet Home High School. It's always a little nice snack that Heidi Gunther prepares for her on-air talent, but now I got it stuck between my teeth. Rocco Panapino is going to lead things off for Sweet Home here. Panthers trailing the Tigers 4-0. I can hardly talk. Heidi?
Listen, it's not a game that I don't get something where we go off kilter on a game when Frank and I are together.
I'll soldier through. Cance returns for the 6th inning. So far today, he's given up, I believe, just 1 hit today.
Yep, 1 hit. He's got 3 strikeouts, 56 pitches, of them 33 are strikes.
Pino sends one into center field. That's going to fall. And it's going to roll all the way almost to the fence. Pino stand-up double to lead things off for Sweet Home. And that's what you want to see out of one of your star players, is the opportunity to get yourself back into contention. And here they do that with Pino leading off with the stand-up double here in the top of the 6th inning, as Bandolin will come up. Hopefully try to move that runner around as they are trailing the Tigers 4-0 here.
Give C.J. Hurley credit on that one. He stopped that and made that so that was only a double. That got into the gap. That gets by him with the speed of Penapento. You're talking about a triple or even more if that got by him.
I want to say that's the first leadoff runner that Amherst gave up. No, I'm sorry. Beal had in the 4th inning led off with a single, so just the 2nd hit given up by Cance today. As Panapino is on second base, and we'll see what Bandolin does here with a runner on second, no outs. Bottom 6. Ground up the middle of the pitcher, and they got Panapino in a little bit of a back and forth here. And they got him at second as he kind of jumped that one there. Bandolin will be safe at second.
Yeah, I don't think Coach likes this one as he's calling right now. Penapinto over to him to talk about that. You got to make sure what you want to do is get him to throw it. And what he did is I think he just took off a little bit too far off that base. And once you committed, you had to go. But what you're doing is try to get him to throw off from going over to first base without getting you inside of a pickle right there.
Cance does himself a real big favor there in retiring the lead runner there. Carolina gets under that one, but it looks like it's going to fall out of play. So it's Bandolin at first, one away here with Caruana 0-2 today, 2 strikeouts, one in the 2nd and then in the 4th inning. Faces Cance for the 3rd time today, and sometimes 3rd time's a charm time, yep. Tommy. Nobody warming up in either bullpen. Now that one's going to find some breathing room as Caruana sends one out to left field. Ground ball.
Now think of how important that runner was over at second base, right? If he doesn't go there, lets him go to first base right now. You're talking about having a runner on third, less than 2 outs, and an opportunity with just a fly ball to be able to score that first run.
There'd be no outs right now, technically. McLaughlin hitting pretty well for himself this season, though he is 0-for-2 here today. Caruana and
we have a pinch runner right now over at first base
for Caruana.
Number 9 is who's actually in there right now.
Ryan Tootie, volleyball player in the fall. Give the Panthers some speed on the bases. McLaughlin flew out to left field his last at bat. That one hit the dirt. Nice save there by Zarzinski to stay in front of it with runners at first and second. Critical staying in front of these tough pitches. That one's off the mark as well.
Boy, right now, 2-0 count. You're looking for one pitch right now, Frank. It's a belt-high fastball. If you don't get that delivered, that's all I'm looking for right now. Belt-high fastball to drive into a gap.
Cance now in the mid-60s as far as pitch count goes. That one hits a corner for strike one. 2-1 count here to McLaughlin. Panthers trying to get back in this game, trailing 4-0. They've had their chances, Tom. They've left 5 men on base. They've got 2 here to work with. McLaughlin follows that one down the first base line. Did that take out our Tim Gardner?
I just heard a ooh is all that I heard. Unfortunately, we're at a blind spot. Can't see right down the edge of the line right there.
A lot of blind spots here. I can't even see our cameraman on the third base side.
Doing a great job over there, though.
Did that hit him?
Yep. Got right on the knuckle, too, and that's why that one hurts so bad. This is where you start hearing is, you don't need ice, right? Don't rub it. All those things you're starting to hear as he goes down the first baseline. But listen, if Sweet Home ever wanted an opportunity, this is their opportunity right here.
Bases loaded.
They got timeout right now as he's still making sure he's okay over at first base.
I believe that first base coach is his father. Sweet Home with one down here in the bottom of the sixth, have bases loaded. Jacob Brand, who's 0 for 2 today, had a fly out to center earlier in his first at bat, second inning, and then he grounded to short in his next at bat. So he's looking to put one out into the outfield, put it in play. So they can try and get their first run across the dish and slowly try to climb themselves back into this game against Amherst. And Tom, correct me if I'm wrong, but these two teams will play again maybe as early as Friday.
Well, it's usually back-to-back. I wouldn't be surprised if they're playing tomorrow.
Not tomorrow.
There's been so much weather-related issues, right? They've moved this schedule around so much because of weather. They don't play again till the Thursday the 16th is when they play.
For some reason, I have them down playing Friday, this Friday. Amherst plays Ken West tomorrow.
I have Sweet Home playing West Seneca East. Oh, on Thursday. I don't have a – and again, I'm looking at a game right now through the Game Changer. It could absolutely be different.
And Kantz walks Brand, so that'll bring a runner across, and the Tigers give up their first run of the game. So Sweet Home scores on a walk, bases loaded walk. It's 4-1. Rose, today's starting pitcher, will come in. He struck out first at bat and flew out to center as second. So he's 0 for 2 on the day. We'll have a meeting at the mound between head coach Davis and his infield.
We're looking at, we just had a shot at the dugout. It was a little bit quiet in the Sweet Home dugout, right? That's one, but that's the first one to get themselves up on the board.
Lively bunch back there.
And still one out. That's the key right now. Kant's sitting at 71 pitches right now. And Rose with an opportunity to help himself. Remember, he was the starting pitcher of record right here, and an opportunity to really come up big and help himself out right here.
Davis is not getting anyone ready just yet in the hole. There's a rope to left center. That's going to bring in 2 runs. We're looking at a 4-3 baseball game. A 2-run single by the starting pitcher, Aiden Rose. Drives in Caruana, who got things started. And then Rod McLaughlin comes in as well. So 3 runs scored here in the bottom of the 6th for Sweet Home. We have ourselves a ball game.
So you got a chance to see the dugout right there. You can see the players coming out, congratulating right now the guys that came in and scored.
Morris takes strike 1. 1 down here. I was going to say, Tom, I wonder if a relief pitcher was in the field.
Could be. Could absolutely be.
But I do see a couple of guys starting to get up at the bullpen. Looks like number 8 might be heading down there. That is Evan Biter, who pinch run earlier this game. Looks like he's starting to head down to get warmed up.
Yeah, he's trying to get hot quick, too.
Off the end of the bat, but that foul's out of play. Sweet Home picked up 3 runs here in the bottom of the 6th. It's now a one-run game. They've been leaving batters on base, runners on base. The last 3 innings, they haven't been able to get anyone across. Finally, they do. Morris calls for time. Now Kantz calls for time. Or it's an official's time. Cants. Count is 1-2 to Morris here. Morris, and right to second base. So a fly out there to end the inning for Amherst there. But Sweet Home plates 3 runs across, 4-3 as we head to the top of the 7th, the final inning here at Sweet Home High School. Amherst leading 4-3. They're coming up with Danny Gardner, Adam Zarzinski, and then it's the top of the order with R.J. Ribicki. You're watching Section 6 baseball here on the NFHS Network.
300 Level Media is a locally owned and operated multi-purpose media company right here in Western New York. You'll find us everywhere covering the Bills, Sabres, Buttes, Bisons, Big Four basketball, local college sports, and much more. Our staff offers a variety of media services, from video production, live event coverage, audio broadcasts, professional voiceovers, camera operation, and videography. Visit www.300levelmedia.com or give us a call at 716-427-2600. This is 300 Level Media.
Western New York Immediate Care's new locations are now open. Whether you've suffered a minor injury or just aren't feeling well, Western New York Immediate Care provides safe, quick, high-quality care at an affordable cost. Our clinicians are trained to diagnose and...
We're back here at Sweet Home High School, Amherst, New York, where they welcome the Crosstown rival Amherst Tigers here on a nice afternoon baseball game here on the 1st of May. 4-3 lead right now. Kyle Hall facing Rocco Panapino, who came in there in the 5th inning. Has pitched pretty well for himself since taking over for starting pitcher Hayden Mrose.
Tell you though, you got a game, right? It's what we wanted. It's what we thought would happen. We got a rivalry game, 4-3. You can't ask for much more than this in the 7th inning.
Do you come back with Cants to start the bottom of the 7th?
Yeah, I do. The pitch count's low. Have confidence. He's one of my top guys out there.
Gardner with a leadoff walk on 4 straight pitches.
And Frank, you want to know why I do? Is because he's throwing strikes. It's not like he doesn't have a command of the zone right now. And he really does pitch very well. He's had 1 inning where they've hit him really hard, right? I still like what I've seen.
Pass ball. Runner gets down to second. So Amherst will have a runner at second base.
He didn't see the ball actually advance, go by the catcher right here. So what he did is he went back to first base, then realized it was a pass ball and took off, which is why it was such a close play down in second.
One-0 count, runner on second. That's going to pop out of play. Ground ball down the third base line. Vanderlyn says it to first. It was high, so the runner is safe. Excuse me, that was McLaughlin over at third. So Sweet Home now in a bit of a pickle again, as we have runners now at first and third, no outs. In a 4-3 game, they got themselves back into the game in that last inning, but Amherst now with runners at the corner, no outs here on the top of the 7th, looking to add to that 1-run lead.
And now remember, you've also got the part of the lineup which has caused these 4 runs to come on there. So you've got the best part of the lineup coming up for Amherst, which is where Panapino's got to make sure he pitches out of this to keep this a 1-run game.
Ribicki's 0 for 1 today. Panapino's throw now in mid-30s. That hits the top out. That hits the outside corner. 0-2 count. gets him to pop out to just the shortstop picked it up just behind the second baseman. The center fielder was coming in for it, but no one checks up there.
Good job by Moroz. I like that play. I like the catch right there. And I like how he didn't get the throw. He made sure that the runner didn't go. Made sure he didn't make a throw that he didn't need to so that something didn't go awry. Good job. Get the out. Now, as a defense for Sweet Home, you got one out. You can get the double play, so your middle can play double play depth while your corners can play in.
Grady Brown having a pretty good day. Throw it on to second. Is it in time? No. That was close. That was close.
That was textbook when you look about throwing out a runner. The reason why that wasn't cut, you could see the second baseman comes in. He is the one that's watching the runner at third. The runner at third does not break, which is why he let the ball go and try to be able to get that out over at second base.
So the double play ball is gone with runners at second and third. One down here. Grady Brown is having himself a pretty good day at the plate. He's 2 for 3 today with a couple of RBIs. Ground down the third base line. Routine play, McLaughlin in time at first. So another ground ball out.
Good job by McLaughlin on that one. Did you see him look the runner back?
Yes.
Look the runner back, made sure he kept his ground so he couldn't get that jump to go home, and then throws a dart over to first base. But that look back is huge because what it does is it keeps that runner standing right at third base.
So C.J. Hurley, who is basically 0 for 2. No, I'm sorry.
No, he's 1 for 1.
1 for 1 today.
2 sacrifice flies, which is why those are. He had 2 sacrifice flies early to get himself 2 RBIs and then came up with the single.
It's out to right center. It looks like it's going to be caught. Nice grab out there. Jared Beal on the run to protect that 1-run deficit.
That's huge. That really is big.
That is a huge out there for Sweet Home. So Hurley flies out. Let's stay here. We don't need to take another break. We're heading to the bottom of the 7th.
Give Penapeno credit. I mean, he just pitched out. It was first and third, nobody out, and he pitches himself out of that right there. Great job by him to be able to keep this a 4-3 game. Also give credit to the defense because the defense comes up big right here and makes some big plays to make sure those runs don't score.
So Amherst have left 2 runners on. They've left 3 runners on base this game as they take a 1-run lead into the bottom of the 7th, and as we expected, well, actually we didn't really expect a pitching change, but we do have one.
No, Kansas
Kansas is still there.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I thought you were pointing at me to say.
No, I meant I was
okay.
pointing at meaning like, look, he is
Kansas
staying in
there.
the game. Yeah.
Okay. So Kansas is going to try and finish what he started. He has a 4-3 lead heading into the bottom of the 7th. He will be facing Kyle Hall and then the top of the lineup. So that's interesting.
And again, the Sweet Home's right where they want to be, in the same spot right now to be able to get that run across. You talked about it this season. They've been very good late in games, and this is another opportunity for them to be able to do something.
No changes in the defense for Amherst. It's still Rybicki, Hurley, and Zarzinski out in the field.
Remember, you went up to the top. You've got Veal and Penapento both with hits.
Yep.
And Caruana not far away who's got to hit himself.
So Kyle Hall, the DH, who flew out to left field earlier and walked his last time up, comes up here to lead off the 7th, bottom of the 7th. 1-1 count. Kansas pitch count is approaching 80. That's a pop behind the catcher and out of play. 1-2 count now. Sweet Home looking to pull off the comeback here. They trailed 4-0 earlier. They got 3 runs in the bottom of the 6th. And there's a shot to the second baseman. Easy routine ground ball. And the Tigers have their first out.
That throw wasn't as routine, though, as your first baseman comes up big again over there to be able to get that play.
It looked like he had it on the bottom of his hand and just when
kind of pushed it.
Yeah. Either way, one away here is top of the lineup comes in for Jared Veal of Sweet Home. No men on, 1 out. Down a run. Field takes that first pitch ball. It was outside.
Frank, want to let everybody know, check out later tonight. We will be doing post-game interviews. They'll be on the Western New York social media platforms. We probably should have done a poll to see if we had Frank to do the interviews. That would have been a good thing to do, a Western New York Athletics poll. They don't want to see the loud guy on there all the time.
Veal looking at a 3-0 count now, I believe. Yeah.
Yep. And I'll tell you, with Veal, if he can get on, that speed is now on the base pass. You could be talking about trying to steal a base, too.
That one catches the corner, 3-1 count. A lot of events going on here at Sweet Home today. It looks like a modified game. You got a track meet going on. The whole place is going bananas here today. Field gets it done. He gets on base with a walk there. So Veal, who was 1 for 3 today, gets on base with a walk.
I'll tell you, does Coach Kimpo, does he do a steal here? I'm not sorry if he do it on the first pitch. First or second pitch, though, I'm looking early in this count. Do you try to get him over to second base because you know he's got the speed?
Well, they're going to keep him honest. They're going to check that runner again and again here with Panapino, who had a nice shot his last time up, a liner into deep center field. That hit the outside corner. Panapino didn't like that. He's looking at 0-2.
And I'll tell you, Stu, you want to, Stu, I'm so used to doing calls with Stu, sorry. Frank, you look at over there. The reason you're throwing over there, not is only to just keep close, but to see if he's going to go, because you can watch moves, see if the runner's leaning, see if he tries to get that jump. Those are things you can pick up, too, as a pitcher, as a team, just by throwing over to first base.
Correction, the count's 0-1 to Panapino. Cance delivers. That's a wild pitch. So Veal's down to second, rounds it, takes a look. So now with a runner in scoring position, the tying run at that.
And you got 2, 3, 4 up right now for Sweet Home.
You have the makings of a nice comeback here, and it's all Sweet Homes if they want it. Panapino fouls that one back. It's getting interesting here.
I was just going to say, you know you're getting interesting when Frank stands up. That means things are getting interesting right now.
Cance delivers. High. Panapino. Now, is this a full count? Or is it 2-2? The scoreboard operator was a little bit behind earlier, so I don't know if he's caught up or not. But
yeah, we got 2-2.
We got 2-2. Cance checks the runner. That one's out. Now we have a full count.
That didn't miss by much right there. That was right in that area. Good spot there by Cance. I like the spot, though.
Veal at second. That was there. Panapino looking at a third strike there. Nice
Off
hanging
speed,
curveball.
too.
Yeah.
Off speed pitch right there in a 3-2 count. That shows when you're at a coach calling pitches like that, that shows the confidence you still have in your starting pitcher right there to go off speed in the bottom of the 7th right there in a 3-2 count.
His 92nd pitch of the afternoon. Vanderlyn comes in 0 for 2 today. Takes a first pitch ball with Veal at second, the tying run. Sun's still out. What a beautiful evening. We've seen a great baseball game today. Vanderlyn sends one out to left center. The tying run comes to the plate. 4-4, bottom 7. And who's coming to the dish? Tommy Caruana. Looking for a little redemption.
Same thing here. Now, if you're coach, are you going to try to make something happen? Do you try to get this runner over to second base so you get him in scoring position? I won't be surprised to see the base runners go right here.
Caruana grounds one to second base. Should be an easy routine play. We're going to extra innings here at Sweet Home as the Panthers send that fourth run across. 4-4. We're heading to the top of the 8th inning here. High school baseball at its finest. We'll be back. You're watching on the NFHS Network.
300 Level Media is a locally owned and operated, multi-purpose media company right here in Western New York. You'll find us everywhere, covering the Bills, Sabres, Buttes, Bisons, Big Four basketball, local college sports, and much more. Our staff offers a variety of media services, from video production, live event coverage, audio broadcasts, professional voiceovers, camera operation, and videography. Visit www.300levelmedia.com or give us a call at 716-427-2600. This is 300 Level Media.
Western New York Immediate Care's new locations are now open. Whether you've suffered a minor injury or just aren't feeling well, Western New York Immediate Care provides safe, quick, high-quality care at an affordable cost. Our clinicians are trained to diagnose and treat non-life-threatening injuries and illnesses and are equipped with on-site x-ray and labs to help you feel better, faster. With 4 convenient locations open 7 days a week, Western New York Immediate Care is here to help when and where you need us. Visit us online to learn more.
Sorry. You got yourself some free baseball out at Sweet Home High School today, where the Panthers tied things up in the bottom of the 7th. 4-4 your score. Amherst Tigers will lead off with Patrick Kantz. He's the starting pitcher.
There you go. Check out that dugout right now. You're seeing they're getting to it. There's your dugout right there. They're getting pumped. They're getting in there. That's Sweet Home's dugout.
That might be the MVP of the day, that camera up there. Oh, we can hear him. I don't know if there's anybody warming up in the bullpen. We can't see.
It's tough to see the angle where we are right here to see that for Sweet Home. I got to be honest with you. Why? I don't know if I would.
No, nobody warming up.
I mean, he's sitting at only 41 pitches.
Kant sends one out to center field, shallow center. Easy play made there by Brand for the first out. One away here in the top of the 8th.
Boy, I'm going to tell you, there's a lot of opportunities for a post game at the end of this one. A lot of people are right now in the hunt to see who we're going to be talking to at the end of this game, and it could be somebody that comes off to be able to win this in a walk-off matter.
Absolutely. Treadway, that was a nice pitch there by Panapino. Nice breaking ball there for strike 1.
Remember, Rose, he was the original pitcher of record right here, and he's now not going to get a loss in his first outing.
Panapino just blew that by Treadway. Could not catch up to that one. That might have been his finest pitch of the day.
He's got everything going. He's got different color cleats out there. He's got everything going.
And I'm going to tell you, there's an opportunity. Rocco, we've been talking to him about doing some interning at WNYA Athletics. He wants to do some camera work, on camera, off camera. Wants to get involved with what we're doing here at WNYA Athletics. Could be interning this summer with WNYA Athletics. As he gets the strikeout there. Treadway chases one. 2 away here in the top of the 8th.
He looks like he's getting stronger out there on the mound, and it is very big to know what confidence can do for somebody. And his confidence level is very high, and you can see it by the way he's pitching.
Sweet Home will come back with Rod McLaughlin, Jacob Brand, and Aiden Morose in the bottom of the 8th. Panapino delivers a 1-1 count here. 2 away. Luke Doloff, he's got 3 Ks in this game. He's 0 for 3 right now. Panapino almost at 50 pitches.
That
just
just
missed.
by much.
Not by much at all. And the catcher turned around just to make sure that
he asked where it was. Is exactly what he did. But they're right now. Look at what they're doing. They're trying to sit on that outside corner right now.
It's another one.
Carolina doesn't think those are missing by much. I'll tell you, I think he believes those are strikes right there. You can see by his body language what he's thinking every time that pitch gets thrown.
But those last 2 pitches, I noticed his glove time was a little bit on the outside corner. He's got to be able to pull that back. And Panapino walks Doloff. So Amherst does have a runner here with 2 outs. It's going to bring up Patrick Sarzinski, the catcher, the captain of this team, the senior.
Same thing right now with 2 outs. because you got Czerzinski who's got a nice bat and he's already got a hit in this game, do you try to get that runner, advance him over to second base?
Czerzinski sends one into center field. You're going to have a runner at first and second now. Nice rope.
It's the second hit of the game right there.
2 for 3 today. There's a player and you could talking to at the end of this game. Danny Gardner. He is 0 for 2 today, I believe. He's got a walk, a K, flew out to second. Got as far as third base. The last, in the top of the seventh, top of the seventh, he actually led off with a walk. Got as far as third base. He was one of those threats, one of those jams Pinto found himself into, but was able to work out of it. Can he do that here with runners at first and second, top of the eighth, 2 outs? Foul one away for strike one.
You know, I'll tell you, one of the things to also look at in the bottom half of this inning, does Cans come back out, right? I think we saw now I believe we saw the end of it. I won't be surprised now they go to the bullpen, Amherst.
I have to look at that pitch count. I know he's not at, he's got to be mid to low 90s.
95.
95?
That's that, you know, you're in that borderline. Yes, you're right. He has to 120, but do you want that this early right now? There's still a lot of treadway in this season. Do you want him coming out to throw more than 100 pitches?
One, 2 count. Runners at first and second, 2 outs, top 8. 4-4 game. And Pinto has a sign and delivers. And that's going to go into center field. We are going to have a run cross the plate. Deep center field. That ball keeps rolling almost to the fence. 1 run comes in. A second run's coming. We're going to have a play at the plate. Caruana puts the tag down. And he got him for the 3rd out. But 1 run did get across. Amherst gets 1 run in. That second run did not make it as Caruana got the tag down.
Now do you rethink things? Right now, what are you going to do on the mound? And I think we are going to see a new pitcher right here. We are.
Okay.
You're going to see number 8 come out to the mound right now.
And he's ready, Tom.
Yeah, well, he's had more than enough time, I think, to get ready at this point.
That's Biter. Evan Biter was warming up earlier.
I don't think that was who was warming up because he was a righty that was warming up. This is
a
lefty.
He went out there. Evan Biter is one of the kids who went out there to warm up a couple innings ago. I don't know who he was warming up with.
This is him. I mean, this is right now. Well, again, you saw 2 guys that were warming up. A Biter is absolutely in. He's pitched 7 innings so far this season. He's got a 1-0 record with an ERA at 5.00 for an ERA right now.
So Sweet Home now trails 5-4. We'll have Rod McLaughlin, Jacob Brand, and Aiden Moroz try to get themselves back in this game, at least to extend this game. They need to get 1 across. And a new pitcher coming in, Evan Biter, the lefty. And actually, Tom, who's coming out is they're pulling Danny Gardner out, the third baseman. And it looks that's where Kantz went to.
Yep,
Kantz
he did. He's over at third base. You're
is
right.
now at third base.
That's a tough spot to go to after pitching as many that he did. So because you're expected right now, any play that comes over to you, you got to go across the diamond with it after throwing 95 pitches.
Desperate times calls for desperate measures, I guess.
Well, and you got to realize, I mean, the Amherst bench is not deep. What are we talking about?
No, they
There's
only have
3 guys. That's it over there on the bench. So you're going to have to make moves like this and understand that you're going to have to make moves like this and understand it as a player.
McLaughlin at the dish, 0 for 2 with a walk. Scored a run last inning. 2 innings ago, excuse me. Scored that 3rd run in that rally they had back in the bottom of the 6th.
Nice first pitch. That's an off-speed curveball to come in and throw out there. And if I'm a hitter, I'm not swinging at the off-speed as a first pitch. I want to see that. Great job to see that for the first time come through.
He's got that wild overhang delivery type where he comes out of his kick there. 1-1 count. A bit of a longer delivery.
3 off-speed pitches in a row. So we haven't even seen a fastball. You're 2-1 right now. You have to be, as a hitter right now, sitting dead red. I'm sitting dead red for that fastball when I have the advantage right now inside the count.
2-1.
And that's what you got right there, too.
McLaughlin fouls that away. Now in a 2-2 count here in the bottom of the 8th. Amherst looking to put this one away and send everyone home a winner. Now, Tim, this is one of those things where I think they even out in the standings.
I mean, like I said, it's a battle right now inside ECIC, too.
3-2 count.
And you're really seeing, to me, the team that's really starting to separate a little bit is Will East. And I think Will East may have a team that is very capable of going beyond sectionals and farther. We could be talking about them in the state tournament again.
I have no doubt. I really have no doubt to be there. We've got a hit through the infield. Grady couldn't get there in time. He had to dive for it. It was across his body. Would have been
he wasn't going to
play. He wasn't going to make it.
Absolutely. He had to lay out just to be able to get a glove on that. And even if he does, to be able to stand up and throw him out, it's not happening right here.
So McLaughlin with a leadoff single here in the bottom of the 8th, giving Sweet Home some
a pinch runner.
Let's go. We haven't seen Dominic Dunstan come in yet, and I'm wondering if he's going to work himself into the game at some point. If we'll go to Dunstan, he is a very good ball player here. He's got a couple of home runs, 7 RBIs. He's been struggling as of late, so they took him out of the lineup today. Take a little bit of pressure off him.
Yeah, this is Brand right now. So I think they went for a pitch runner. It is. It's number 9, the pinch runner over there. Over at first base again.
Oh, that's Tootie.
Yep, he's already pinch run once today.
So Brand side, but out of play.
And I like the call. Again, we're talking a more small ball again right here.
You got to get runners in scoring position.
Absolutely, 100%, Frank. And like I said, you don't see enough of this. And the fact that we've seen it multiple times in this game just shows both these coaches really bringing it, going for the win. Watch the top hand. That's how you can tell the bunt. Watch that top hand right now. We had a great look at it right here. You did on camera, too. That top hand, once it starts to move, that's the one you're looking for to see if the bunt's going to go down.
Runner at first here is Amherst. Has Sweet Home on the ropes. No outs, but they lead 5-4 here in the bottom of the 8th. Ooh, a little bit of chin music there. New pitcher Biter has come in after an excellent game pitched by Patrick Kantz. Biter checks the runner at first. Brando for 2 today with that walk. Delivery, the pitch. Sends that out to left field. Left fielder's on the run. It gets over his head. And are we going to have a ground rule double? Is that through the fence?
No, it's still there.
So we have a run plate. Now he's going to be at third. Run gets across. Now he's... Oh, kept him at third. The ball got away from the pitcher.
Great backup. The pitcher was doing what he was supposed to do, backing up the catcher, and he was there to make that play. Would have been out if he went home.
So Brand comes up big. I'm wondering why that wasn't really a ground rule double. That got into that tough area, the field there.
But I think it's the fence just goes farther out. It's still in play.
Okay. So Mrose, who started on the mound today, has an opportunity to knock this run across. Sweet Home, 5-5. They've rallied twice today to get back to this point. It's a tie game, 5-5, bottom of the 8th. No outs, runner on third with Mrose at the plate. He grounds one to second. Looks at the runner, goes to first. That's one down.
Great job. And he had
Excellent
the time
patience.
Absolutely. I couldn't have said that any better. It was patience. You see him look that runner back. Anytime you can make that runner stop in the baseline, you've done your job as a fielder, and he stopped his footing right there and be able to get the out over at first base.
So here's Morris, who walked E4-5, and then he flew out to second base in the 6th. Technically 0 for 2 today. He's got a runner on third. Jacob Brand. Could be the hero right here. Morris takes strike one. Man, Amherst played such a really good game today, Tom.
Both teams have.
Sweet Home's played good. It's a shame one of them's got to lose today, but someone's got to lose this game, and Sweet Home, after they've rallied twice, looking to pull out a W here. And that would be 4 wins in a row for this Panthers team.
So if you watch, Kance is actually playing for the suicide squeeze.
Absolutely.
Did you see that? Well, I mean, 2 outs, still tough. Still,
1 out.
No, 1 out. I apologize. So you could see he's playing for the suicide squeeze over there to see if he can get that out. Boy, what a way if you could end it on a suicide squeeze, and talk about the small ball that we've been doing. But obviously, Kant's doing a very good job of making sure he could try to make that play and get down that that line faster than the runner can get down that line, so you can make a play at home.
Coach Davis meets with his team at the pitcher's mound. Put a little game plan together. Just wants to reassure them. What are we going to do if it comes to you?
Absolutely.
What are we playing for here?
100%, especially, but like you said, look at Kance. Look how far he's in. See him walking in? He's in front right now of the runner, so he could try to make that play if it is a suicide.
No real shift going on here. Here's the pitch. That's outside. Hasn't been a lot of pass balls today. Definitely none with any real scoring implications, but now would be the worst time for one.
If I'm doing this, I'm laying this down the first base line. You got
if I'm bunting,
you got bunting, you're going to lay that down on first base line.
He's swinging away. 2-2 count now to Morris.
And obviously, your coaches know better than we do, right? So we don't know. They've been with them all season. Who can lay down a bunt? They can be directional. All those things come into play as you have to make a decision as a coach whether you're going to make a call like that.
Morris in a great position here to go down with some of the all-time great Sweet Home baseball players, baseball moments that this school's had. Looks at a called third strike there, though. That'll bring up Kyle Hall, the DH today. He's 0 for 2. Grounded out to second his last time up. It's a 5-5 game. 2 outs here. Bottom of the 8th. Biter delivers. Swung at the first pitch, but just that goes out of play.
Well, I'll tell you, both teams have answered here in the inside the extra innings. They say the 8th inning. Both right now coming up with runs inside that 8th. You thought, boy, Amherst scored. Wow, did the momentum go back to them? And Sweet Home comes up with another answer in this one to make it a tie game.
If Amherst comes to the plate, it will be their 9th hitter, Adam Zarzinski, and then the top of the order.
And we already talked multiple times how dangerous that top of the order can be for it. But guess what? Guess what Sweet Home's doing right here?
Kyle
Top
Hall
of the order is
gets
about to
across.
come too.
Jared Field, who I think has been one of the best hitters, base runners for sure for Sweet Home today, will have a chance. And Hall goes down swinging. 3rd out for Sweet Home. We are playing 9 innings at least. Amherst will answer with Adam Zarzinski, R.J. Rabicki, and then Grady Brown. The top of the lineup coming up shortly for Amherst. You're watching a great baseball game today on the NFHS Network.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA, with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics.
For an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs, More information about our Buffalo office is available at logisticsplus.com/Buffalo.
Do you insure a lot of businesses?
Yes, we do.
How about restaurants?
We got a bunch.
Do you cover property damage?
Yes, we do.
How about my equipment?
Covered.
How about sewer backup?
We got it.
What if my cook gets hurt?
They're covered.
Foodborne illnesses?
Covered.
What if my party tent goes down?
Covered under property damage.
And you say this is all under one policy?
One policy.
When do I pay?
Once a month.
Just one time?
Just one.
Is there anything you don't cover?
What's your record for consecutive questions asked?
31.
Tables. We don't do tables.
Gotta love Buffalo.
For more information, visit www.paulwolfagency.com.
Welcome back to Sweet Home High School, where you're seeing a gem. It is 5-5 here in the top of the 9th inning. Rocco Panapino still on the mound for the Panthers. He's getting ready to face sophomore Adam Zarzinski. He's 0 for 3 today. Sophomore right fielder grounds one up the middle through the infield into center, and Amherst has a lead runner yet again. Top of the order now for the Tigers. R.J. Ribicki is coming to the plate, and he's having himself quite a day. He's technically, I think, 0 for 2 today, but he has scored 2 runs. He was hit by pitch twice. His first 2 at bats.
On both of them, yeah.
Amherst have left 5 men on base today.
Great job by the catcher. Great job by the first baseman. Both of those made sure they had stops right there, so you didn't have a pass ball or you didn't have a ball going to right field. Both did a great job of using their body to make sure they drop down, stop the ball, nothing negative happens.
And that's a nice bunt down the first base line. The runner advances. So you now have a runner at second in scoring position. Ribicki put down the perfect bunt there. Well,
that's what you wanted to do.
Right,
he was trying to get, obviously get on too, but I'll tell you, almost an opportunity for Amherst to get over to third base. Mrose with a heads up takes over to third, make sure he covers third so that he can't take off over there and get to third base on what was going to be just an out over at first.
Good baseball IQ there by Mrose. We've seen it all day too. Grady steps in against Panapino for the second time at least today. I think it's the third time these two guys have faced each other. Grounded out to second and then to short in the 7th inning.
I'll tell you, early on in this game, you could have said this was going to be the player of the game right here. He came up real big early in this game, helped them get out to that 4-0 lead. Now we'll see he's got an opportunity again to come up big.
No question about it. Tigers with a runner on second. Panapino still pitching for Sweet Home. That's fouled back. He's up to 62 pitches this afternoon, Panapino, and he only came in the 5th inning, so.
That's still 4 innings, though. I mean, you know what I mean? We're already mid-9th right now.
These two teams will play again on Friday out at Amherst. Is there a game they play them where it's a wooden bat only?
Yes.
That might be Friday.
Yeah, that's it's a non-conference game is what it is. They do it as an an extra game that they do and make sure it's a fundraising opportunity that they get out there and do.
2-2 count to Grady. I call him Grady. It's Grady Brown. His last name is Brown. I remember seeing him as a freshman quarterback at Amherst. I was at a game, doing a game with, they were playing Jamestown. And it was like a monsoon. And this freshman quarterback, and that's the year Jamestown went all the way down to Syracuse.
Is that the one they lost in Syracuse?
Yeah.
Then?
And he's going to line this one into right field. The runner's across third, on his way home. It is 6-5, Amherst. Runner crosses the plate. Grady Brown delivers for the Tigers.
Delivers again for the Tigers right there, as that's his 3rd big hit of the game right there, and does another job of giving himself RBIs.
And I like to see this because Grady, the Amherst football program hasn't been great, Tom. They've struggled for a while to get wins, to get enough players they got enough players to come out, but it's been a struggle to get wins. Let's say that. 2 years ago they had a nice.
I think we had an injury. Yeah, we got an injury out in the outfield.
Oh, and that's
Veal.
Yeah, that's Veal. I don't know if that's some kind of hamstring thing.
That's what I'm wondering, if it's a hamstring thing. He looks like he's walking right now. So hopefully he's going to be okay.
We're just getting back to see a kid like Grady Brown, who you know, like I've said, they've struggled as a football program since he's been there. To have some success at least in high school, and he's having success today is a good thing to see.
And I'll tell you, and they've been more known for their running backs the last couple of years, if you remember Amherst. So this is a great opportunity for, like you said, him to get that recognition that he deserves for being a top athlete in the Amherst School District.
So Amherst, with 1 out, has a runner at first. C.J. Hurley, one of the top players in the program, and maybe even ECIC.
In Western New York. There's a reason he's going to play Division I.
Takes that first pitch strike from Panapino.
He's also, when he gets an opportunity to get to the mound, this is somebody who's hit 90 miles an hour on the gun, too. So this is one of our players in Western New York that has really separated himself.
That's through. That's a fair ball. And Brown is absolutely on his horse. He's coming for home. No. Turns and goes back to third. Runners at second and third now for Amherst. Brady thought about coming home, Tom.
Yeah, it looks like he slipped a little bit. So I thought that was a smart move by him not to take off. If you weren't going to get there cleanly, don't be that out at home. And he did a good job of realizing he would have been thrown out and to get back to third base.
Amherst just with 1 run through, though, here in the top of the 9th. If this holds, Sweet Home will come to the bottom of the 9th with the top of the order. Veal, Panapino, Bandolin, and then Caruana, 1 through 4. One down there.
They're going to walk them.
Okay, smart move. Maybe to load the bases to get Cants there. Now maybe a double play opportunity, Tom. Could be the thinking there, yes?
Yeah, double play, also play at home. So you got the force at home right now. So obviously what you're going to see is you're going to see the middle of the infield play back, go double play depth, and then your corners, first and third, are going to come inside on the grass or on the green part of the turf and be able to go home and get the out at home.
Treadway stuck out his last time up, and he takes strike 1 there. It'll be Treadway and then Luke Olaf. Olaf's 0 for 3 today with a walk. Dylan is 1 for 4 today, 3 strikeouts, 2 of them looking. Panapino again with it, bringing some heat. I'd like to see what that was on the gun. I'm going to say that's somewhere low 80s.
Yep, that's probably exactly what it was, yep.
0-2 count now to Treadway. Thank you, game changer. There's a ground ball up the middle to Panapino, looking for 2, and it's going to get away from the second baseman, and that's going to bring in 2 runs, and that's a tough one for Sweet Home to swallow there as 2 runs come home.
Yeah, that had to be a play come home. It wasn't hit hard enough that you were going to get a double play on. That had to be the force out at home. I would like to see him gone home right there and get that out and then have 2 outs and go to the next batter.
Yeah, I would see Panapino probably wants that decision. Again, he wants to redo on that one. He probably should come home. But anyways, we're looking now at a score of 8-5 here in the top of the 9th. Sweet Home will get another shot at it.
Listen, they haven't given up yet, and they're going to come to the top of the order, too. So we're going to see the top of the order come up for Sweet Home, just like we did right here for Amherst.
Inside pitch for ball 2. There's outside for ball 2. 2-1 count now for the Panthers. Panapino. What a game we've had today. And the Tigers have to be commended for the way that they've been able to respond, giving up 2 leads.
Yeah, Norb caught himself on that one. He called it a strike 3 and then realized, oh, no, wait, it was only 2. Did a good job of catching himself very early on it.
So runners at first and second. So would you call that last one, Treadway, a fielder's choice and then an E3? I guess.
Well, I would have called it need 3, period.
Yeah.
Or any 1.
And Panapino walks Doloff in that spot there. 1 out. Runners, bases loaded. Bringing up Patrick Zerzinski, who has been very good today.
Yeah, he's had 2 hits in this one too, right?
Last time up, he had a single.
Make it 3.
And that one's going to get through the infield. That should plate 2 runs. No, just 1. That left fielder's got himself a gun out there.
And he was playing in a little bit too, so it was a great job positioning for him, and great job by Coach Davis to read that to make sure he kept his runner, who was going like he wanted to take off at home, but a good job of making sure he stayed right there where he was and gets make sure no out happens, and he still got runners with on all bases.
Zerzinski moves to 3 for 4 on the day, and he should have at least 1 RBI. He may have more. We'll double check that later in the game. That one finds the outside corner for strike 1. Danny Gardner is that Danny Gardner? Did he have a substitute for him? I don't think that's Gardner. That's Biter. Excuse me.
Yep, that's what came in the pitch.
Yep.
Right now, Zerzinski's got 1 RBI in the day. He's 3 for 4, 1 RBI and a walk. So remember, folks, we will have players of the game. Take a look at that on our social media platforms. It'll be on Instagram, Twitter, or X, and Facebook.
Biter goes down swinging there. Pitcher on pitcher there, and Amherst Tigers batted themselves around here as Adam Zerzinski comes up for the 2nd time. He led the inning off. He flies 1-2, shallow right side. That's gonna fall. And a run will come in for Amherst. And that's a tough one to give up right there, as the left fielder was just too far out. Right fielder was just too far out, Tom. He was not coming in to make that catch. And I think there's a little miscommunication. I thought the second baseman had that ball.
That's what's called the Bermuda Triangle right out there, where it falls right in there. And unfortunately, very tough play to make for any of the players right out there.
So Zerzinski. Gets on base with that blooper to second base, and we are now looking at a 11-5 baseball game. 6 runs in the top of the 9th for the Amherst Tigers. Rubicki grounded out to the pitcher last time up. Looking now at 0-2 with 2 outs.
Nice off-speed curveball right there. Goes right in the middle of the strike zone.
That's a pop-up. Should be caught by the second baseman who's after it, and he does. 3 outs. So, Tommy, Sweet Home, top of the lineup, top of the order, coming up to bat here in the bottom of the 9th inning. It is 11-5. Coach Campola comes out to meet his defense to let him know that, hey, we're still in it. We still got our weapons. Top of the order. Game ain't over. There's a reason why we played 9 innings, 3 outs. It ain't over till the fat lady sings. I'm looking around, and everyone looks in tip-top shape, so this could be going around for a while.
Outside of your color guy.
Hey. $11-5. We haven't really taken a break. I don't know if we need to take a break here, Tom. I don't think we should. I think we should stay right here. I want to thank our sponsors, Western New York Immediate Care Logistics Plus of Buffalo, the U.S. Army, the Wolf Insurance Company, all the all-time greats.
Frank Wolf.
Tom Prince, Heidi Gunther, Patrick Schwab, Timmy Gardner. How are you liking these dugout cameras? Are people liking them at home? What's the word? Are you hearing?
I mean, like I said, we've shown more of the Sweet Home one. It's been right there. And there hasn't been a lot in the dugout for Amherst, which is why we really haven't gone to the Amherst much. But there you go. You're seeing right now inside that Amherst dugout right now as we speak. Great job. Great angle right there. I think that's the perfect angle that we'd have to use to go to that camera.
So Biter still in there for Amherst. He's going to try and close this one out. He's got 6 runs to work with here. Veal jumps on that first pitch like he has most of this game. Walked his last time up, scored a run on Carter Bandolin's shot out to center field. Continue this game. That run tied it.
Right now, if you're Coach Davis, all you're saying right now to your pitcher is throw strikes, right? I don't care if they put it into play. Let them put it into play. I need you to throw strikes. Don't put runners on base, be a walk or to your team errors.
And he's looking at a 2-1 count now here. Feels 1 for 3 today. Feels like he's 3 for 3. Great eye in this batter. 3-1 count. The perfect leadoff batter for this team.
And guess what? He's got an opportunity right here to get on base. That's what you want. That's how things start.
He fouls one away. Full count now for Veal. Biter's now at 25 pitches. That one puts Veal on first. No outs. Leadoff runners on for Rocco Panopino of the Sweet Home Panthers. They trail Amherst 11-5. 3 times today they rallied to get back into this game in 4 extra innings.
Then 4-0. Made it 4-3. Then it was 4-4. 5-4 Amherst leads. Make it 5-5. I mean, this has been just a back-and-forth game.
Panopino sends one out to center. Zarzinski's on the run. Does he get there? Hurley's on the run. He gets there, makes the catch. Veal has to get back to first. This is trouble. 2 outs. Rough. That was rough. So Panopino sent one way out the center, and I think Veal thought that was at the wall and we're going to maybe get over the fence even. So he really got himself all the way down to second base, and then he stumbled trying to get back to first.
Well, what happened was he went past second base.
Yes.
So he had to go back and touch second base to go back to first base. You can't cut across right there. So that was the reason why you saw him go back to the bag. I'll tell you, in a lot of places, that was gone.
Yes.
It was gone in a lot of other fields. It really is.
Bandolin trying to extend this game, keep the Sweet Home Panthers alive in this one. Looping curveball finds the strike zone. 1-1 count. Bandolin's 1 for 3 today. Fouls that one out of play. 1-2 count. Carolina looking for another shot to get up today. He's on deck. Top 9. Panthers trailing 11-5.
Bottom 9.
Bottom 9, yeah. Sorry, bottom 9. Panthers trailing the Tigers 11-5. They've really trailed them all day. Been able to claw themselves back in the game. A lot of guts in this Sweet Home dugout. A lot of guts. And it's not the first time they've done that this season. Bandolin gets into one, sends it out to right field. Zarzinski's there. What a grab. What a grab to end this one. The Amherst Tigers hang on.